Hi. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. So, welcome to the flip side. How are you? I'm going to wait for a few of y'all to get in. So we are live. And thank you so much for clicking the like button as you enter. Thank you. So, I wanted to talk about how a lot of things have flipped in the recent days. If you've noticed a few things. But first, before I get into any of that, I want to show you guys this cool book. It's by Petite, Petitions. And this book was actually inspired by something that I had, and one of my viewers and subscribers saw it. It was a candle holder that looked like a book, and you put the candle right here. I think I got it from Yankee Candles or something like that. Well, she decided to create her own business and do a manifestation journal with a candle hole in it. So you write your petitions or your manifestations down, and then you put your candle in the middle, and you leave it open like that. Isn't that cool? All her information and links are below, and you can use a discount code as well. But look, isn't this cool? It's a great idea, right? And it's a black hardcover, plain black journal with a hole for a candle in the middle. Isn't that awesome? So I'm probably going to be featuring this and showing you guys how I would use it in probably an upcoming vlog for this channel. But I wanted to show you guys on this video first before I talk about what's going on, so y'all can get one too, okay? And just set your candle there and write your manifestations, petitions, spell work, whatever. It can be used for anything. Thank you, vegan pop star Ashera. Can you decode my name, Adrian Michael Gutierrez, via you never decoded? You've decoded before, but I've learned to decode when you decode things for us. Oh, sprinkle. All you got to do is look up the name meaning of your name. Just write it, go to Google and type in your first name. And right after you type it in, put name meaning. And then hit, search. And all your name meanings will come up. Do it for each name, not your whole name, each individual name. Okay, thank you, girl. Sprinkle. So you'd have to Google it. I know Michael means who is like God. So you'd probably just have to do Adrian and Gutierrez. Thank you, Sprinkle. You like that notebook idea? Yes, me too. I was like, oh, this is different. And it's kind of cool. You leave your petition out with your candle burning. And this will also make a cool decor as well if you like to draw art. And this can be like, you could just switch the page if you want different artwork, and then have it like it's just a candle decor. If you don't do any of the other stuff, that's what I'd use it for. It'd be cool. So y'all can get a discount on that. So use the code Ashera when you go purchase it, and links are below. It's called Petite Petitions, Manifestation Journal. It's not my book. It's one of my viewers and subscribers' books, and she started her own little business online. So if you would like to support her, she gave us a coupon code, Ashera. Y'all could save some money too while you're at it. So support small business. It's not my business. It's a young lady, and she wrote me a thank you card as well. So I don't want to say her name, but you know who you are. Your name starts with a C. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle. Thank you, Dionysus. Sprinkle. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, y'all go get it. Now, okay, let's get into the topic. Catch you on the flip side. Okay, I noticed a lot of things have started to reverse. There once was a queen of England, now there's a king of England. I was watching something on TV, and they said some dude was saying this about Donald Trump, and now he's saying the opposite thing about Donald Trump. I don't know. Then I get on Instagram, and the buttons are flipped. I don't know if it's just mine, but sorry, y'all. I was thirsty. The buttons flipped on the where you show your pictures. And I took a screenshot and I showed you guys where they flipped. See, if you have Instagram, which you should have it because you should be following me, this used to be over here. And this used to be over here. Do y'all remember? I'm like, why? Why did it flip the next day? So that's interesting. I wonder if other things have flipped, kind of like just little small things that they're going to show you. Either way, we about to slide. Yes. So mirror universe, the flip side, the other side. And y'all know we were tricked. All those riots around the world were to raise the frequencies in those particular areas that lay on ley lines, and a lot of those cities are on the vortex, or where there's a lot of ley lines crossing, that create the earth grid of energy. So a lot of energy was strategically placed in several parts of the world, as well as the United States, in order to raise that electromagnetic frequency, in order for us to shift into a higher or reversed or parallel universe, dimension, or whatnot. So it was very much orchestrated, and now we're on the other side, which means things are going to kind of reverse or flip or be on the right side. We were on the left side of the universe. And I've said this in a video like probably last year. We were on the left side of the universe, and now we're on the right side. So things have flipped. You said the atmosphere seems different. Yeah. For the last couple of days, the sky's been purple. So that shows you that we were almost there. Thank you, Monique. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate it. Yeah, they tricked all of us. They was like, oh, race relations. If we create race relations, and then, release all these people together, their energies are going to create the shift in A, B, C, and D. Thank you, Monique. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So notice how quickly after yesterday, they started, convicting and putting not giving them sentences, not convicting, but charging them with all of the police officers with murder or whatever they're going to charge them with. So that happened really quick, and they kind of held out for a long time in order to raise the frequency and energy in those particular areas. And that's why they allowed you to tear it up, but not shoot you with real bullets. They were just using, I'm sure people got hurt, but I'm just saying. That's why they didn't do what people thought they were probably going to do, because they were just trying to raise that energy. And like I said, Trump was there to raise that energy, to get y'all upset, so that when it was time to riot, you would be really upset and you would go in. So, he was there to make y'all mad. He was there just to get that energy going, because that's the role. That was his role. Remember when I told you guys, if you are, first of all, if you don't know what's going on, you don't know it's fake. And also, if you're an emotional person, anyone can control you and your perspective as long as you have emotions to be controlled. Yeah. So as long as you have emotions to be controlled, you will be controlled. And that's why I guess it worked, because they depended on, emotional people to raise to raise that energy. Right. And then I was listening to what he was saying on the news, and the newscaster was confused, but I said he's just talking in code, because people were like, he makes no sense. He's something is wrong with him. I'm like, no, he's just talking in code. He said at night we had problems, but in the day everything was right. At night we had the problems, and when it was day everything was right. And so, night represents, the left side of the universe, the negative side, the yeah. So, and then the right, or the daylight represents, the right side of the universe, or the melanated people on the earth, and the yin yang side, the black and the white. So yeah. And if you didn't watch my video yesterday about the reverse Jesus ritual, you really need to go watch that, because it will blow your mind. Okay, it was about everything that was going on. Right. Yep. He held up the Bible. The Black Bible, the Word of God represents it's code for melanin, and the right hand of God, and the right side of the universe, and the flip side, and the parallel universe. We had an earthquake in Vegas today, 5.1. Wow. That's interesting. No, we're settling back down. And you remember in the back of the photo of him in the church, it said online. That means we have been uploaded. Upload complete. Mm-hmm. This was a good one, Ashera. Thank you. Thank you, Hudson. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I'm like, Hudson River Apothecary. I'm sorry. I was just calling you Hudson like he was a man. An earthquake in Yellowstone. Wow. You see a Michael Jackson song trending on Twitter? Wow. Mm-hmm. And, now that I know what I know, it's, and if you guys watched the video yesterday and you know what you know, it's hard to even be around people or talk to people that are still super emotional about all that's going on, because, we saw that it was orchestrated. And so it's almost like, okay, kind of over it, but yeah. But it wouldn't have worked. We couldn't have gotten there. I think we were tricked, but it wouldn't have worked if they would have told us. People would be like, "What? They're crazy. We don't believe in none of that stuff. We go to church." Mm-hmm. Well, what are you talking about? The shift and the no, no. Very orchestrated. So delivered bricks to certain areas, right? Well, it is what it is. I mean, you really can't be upset if you don't really control any of that. So at least we shifted. What is the name of your lipstick? Well, I'm so glad you asked. The name of my lipstick is Venus Kiss, and it's by Level Up Cosmetics. The links are below if you scroll all the way down. Not all the way, but like in the middle down, it's Level Up Cosmetics. On Poshmark, just go to Poshmark and type in Level Up Cosmetics. This is my makeup line. I also have 2 other colors. It's a coral color and then a blood red. So you have a choice. Thank you, sprinkle, sprinkle. It is a creamy liquid lipstick. I'll show you how it looks just in case y'all wanted to know. Okay. This one is called Cross the Room. I'm sorry, not Venus Kiss. This one is Venus Kiss, the blood red. And this one is Cross the Room. Like when you put this on, men will cross the room to come see about you. All right. Enough of my shameless plug. My stocks are doing well too. Oh, woke up this morning and had some money. So yeah, reverse. I don't know what else is reversed. If y'all have seen anything else reversed, let me know. Put it under the community section under my reverse Instagram picture that I posted, or put it in the comments or the permanent comments. Okay, so that we can gather all the reverse things and see what's going on. Do I think it will get better? Oh yeah, it's getting better. Definitely going to get better. But see, there's one thing. It's not going to get better for everybody. And let me tell you why. Because if you are not aware to a certain extent of what's really going on, hopefully the frequency will help get you there. But if you are aware already, you will go places faster, like, rise faster, prosper faster, learn faster if you are already here. It's kind of like you got a head start. But a lot of people are going to start waking up who've probably been asleep, or, and this is one of the reasons why they have to keep a group of people that are of lower frequency to be used in operations like this, what just happened. You know what I mean? And I know it's terrible. But if you really think about it, there be no other way if they did want it to shift higher or to a higher level of consciousness. That's why they always want to keep some groups lower, because they know that they're going to need their energy. And it's kind of good and bad at the same time, but you can always choose to wake up. You can always ask questions. You can always, do the research, and you won't be one of those people anymore. Ashera, I woke up just now. 444. Okay. And so think about this. If we have, I don't know how long it is to the next giant shift down or backwards, or, we're shifted up right now. And it's kind of like, how you going from the Iron Age to the Golden Age, where everything is great. I don't know how long it's going to be until it's time to shift back down. But if enough people wake up during that time, then it will be kind of hard to be fooled in order to shift back. You know what I'm saying? Like, people won't fall for it anymore. They'll be like, no, we know that's not real. We're going to stay here. Y'all have fun. So if enough people are fully awake to see these things, we're more likely to stay in a higher dimension where things are better. The age of Aquarius speaking. So that's why it's important to help people wake up, because if they fall for the okie doke again and we shift back, in the future, let's say someone doesn't like how this new world is, I don't like this. I like the old one better because I had more this and this and that, So they could orchestrate another thing and reverse it and go right back. And then it'll be like it used to be, like it was, because it's not, it's like a mountain, and you get to the top after you climb, it's hard. And then you get to the top, Going down is easier. But then you see another mountain. When that other mountain comes, it's got you got to climb it again. But if you just stay on the top because you convince the people that they don't need to go to the other mountain, or they're fine right where they are, and wake them up, they won't be led by someone or any type of situation to create that change or shift. Okay. I don't do politics, so we don't talk about politics on this channel unless it's to decode something. Okay, like we don't need it. We don't need those things unless it's just something that you're really into for entertainment. But I don't vote personally. I don't know. A lot of people ask me, or they're posting, like a lot of people are posting vote, 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 vote online, celebrities with influence and whatever. You have to understand as long as there is any type of system and you vote, it means you can be one of those people that are used for energy sources. I know people don't really think about it like that, but it means you're still asleep if you vote. Right. How do I deal with people who are still triggered when you know better? It's irritating. Either you choose to keep the peace and play dumb, or you tell them what you think, and then that's about it. If they don't agree, then say, well, that's what I think. So I'm not really going to overreact on it. Some people don't want to know, or they don't care to know, or they're too emotionally wrapped up in it to even listen. So just let them be, We really need your voice to vote, STS. Okay, well, I will take $1,000 in order to vote. Y'all tell me who y'all want me to vote for, but y'all gotta have to pay me. So I'm voting for money. Okay. You can buy a vote. You can buy my vote if you like. If it's that important to you, I will sell it. Sure will. Little earthquake just hit here in Vegas. I know someone said that earlier. Was it bad or no? A little bit? Little earthquake? Yeah, like I'm serious. Like I told James. James was like, I'm gonna vote. You gonna vote too? I was like, yeah, if you pay me. I said, you give me $1,000, I will go vote. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, give my money. So y'all better hope all the people that think voting is important better hope James comes through with my money. They need to pay people to vote. See, that's like when you get to a point where you have enough conscious people, no one's gonna vote anymore. They'll be like, vote for what? So y'all can lie and orchestrate stuff and tell us stuff that y'all done already made up years and years and years and years ago. We don't care. We're over here too busy doing our own thing, but good luck. You thought Trump was going to be the last president, yeah, of that earth. Now we're flipped on the other side. See, no one even knows we're in a whole different parallel. Like they don't know what's going on. That's why Trump did all that stuff backwards. That's why he crossed the street. He walked across the street because that was symbolic of walking across to the other side of the universe. A church is a temple, is a new home, is a body, could be a world. It was all boarded up. He came in on a cloud of smoke, that the whole reverse Jesus thing. He came in on a cloud of tear gas, baby. Instead of up in the air, it was on the ground. And instead of water, it was tear gas. Okay? So it's the whole reverse Jesus, whole reverse Christ consciousness. It's the whole, going from left to right side of the universe. And so that's where we are now. Like now y'all can buy my merch that says I survived the shift. Yep. Um, so we made it. The sky is really different. Yeah. It's been different for a while. All like this year, it's been totally different. Um, been saving up to try to get that decoding book. All right. So are we like at the end of the tunnel picture you showed us? Yep. We're at the end of that tunnel. We're here. Mhm. Things are going to start improving. It's not going to be like super fast. It's just as gradual, but things will definitely be in your favor. hmm I think the birds noticed the change. Of course, animals, like my cat was acting really weird, this whole couple of weeks. Do I believe all the court pedo evidence that came out about Trump? Um, a lot of those things are distractions. A lot of those things are to discredit Trump because a lot of the people didn't want to shift. Okay, y'all have to understand that a lot of people didn't want this shift, so they're trying to discredit um, Trump to get him out of there, or to also it could have also been to get people even more angry so they can steal those emotions too. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, it was for your energy. I didn't. That's why I don't really pay attention to it until there's something major like this, and then I watch it to study it. I'm not watching it. I might be like, okay, well, this is interesting. Okay, well, it's messed up. That's messed up. Okay, um, it is addressing one of the biggest problems, and they used that, which is racism. They use racism to trigger you and solve it at the same time. So it was basically they were trying to end it by exposing it in a huge manner because we couldn't go to the new, or we couldn't shift to the parallel or the right side if that was going to be a thing. So now everybody's trying to end it, or at least it's going to be a trend to end racism. People are going to come up with all these new things to the solution, and then we're going to see a lot of changes for the better. So it definitely had to be addressed because it was the world's most, you know, the world's biggest problem. I'll say that. hmm It never felt real, right? Because there was too many things predicting it. There was too many videos predicting it. It's just a reverse Jesus story, and it's very orchestrated. So we knew. Some people don't know. Some people did know. Some people figured it out during the whole thing. hmm A guy on YouTube posted a picture from an interview of George Floyd's family, and the pic of them is glitched, and they look wow. He said the family. See, yeah, that's what y'all be. Whatever y'all want to believe, I ain't gonna stop you. Have fun believing stuff. But all I know is that what is a shapeshifter? Everybody's a shapeshifter. I don't look the same as I did last year. I shapeshift. Um, so do what you got. Do what you gotta do. The twin concept. Yep, the two worlds. So you have 3D, 5D, or twin Earths. One is on the right side of the universe. One is on the left side of the universe. One is on the right. And so that's why they had to use the twin because this twin is going away, and then this twin is here. I know George and his twin and Kobe, who is it? All had daughters named Gianni. And Kobe, I think Kobe was supposed to also be one of the things to raise the energy too, because of all the symbolism that surrounded his thing. Right. They sacrificed a bull and a goat. Yep. A Capricorn and Taurus. Well, not the Taurus actually represents, because Derek, the officer, was a Pisces, but the knee in the zodiac represents the bull, Taurus, and right, and I think the neck represented also the goat. Was it a Capricorn? Nope. I decoded all of those things. Like sometimes I have leftover stuff that I decoded that I didn't even tell y'all about. I glanced at the sky the other night because you mentioned it'd be purplish hue, and I was like, yeah, I only want to see you in your purple rays. Okay, so yep. I've talked to sometimes when I want to tell people about this, I kind of pause because it is, a lot to take in. The reverse, the whole reverse thing, especially the reverse Jesus story that has to do with this whole riot with the George Floyd and Officer Derek. It's kind of hard to approach someone and still have them think that you're sane and tell them. So I just put it out there for people to read. If you're not, I don't know, I have the 99, Unite the 99 app, and I put it up on there. Okay. Okay. Rick and Morty finale, silly enough, had twin clone of his daughter on the episode. One on Earth, one in galactic battle. Wow. And then I was looking at the pictures that Trump took by the church, and there were 6 people. Like, I know one of them was his daughter, but there were 6 people in front of the church, and so it represents, 6. Mm-hmm. So in a way, you could look at this whole thing, like if you could look at Trump as the Antichrist, but it doesn't have a negative connotation to it because it's reversed. Because you know how they say Jesus was going to come back on a cloud. I remember I told you he was going to come in a cloud on the sky, but instead Trump just crossed over the street in a cloud of tear gas. So it's the opposite. And when he went to go hide, under the bunker of the White House, it was like that's when he was put in the tomb, or like when Jesus had to go to hell for 3 days. So he was in hiding, So it's like he's like the Antichrist, but not in a bad way. Just like in an actual literal anti-opposite way. Mm-hmm. Someone asked if that was his Bible. He's like, I know this lady got on the news, and she was like, "That he took that from the church." That means I need to borrow something. Let me borrow this from y'all. Y'all get together and go riot so y'all can borrow frequencies from each other so it can shift. Girl, you can get your eyeliner to do that. You just need a bright eyeliner. Get you some Level Up Cosmetics eyeliner. You like my eyeliner? It's my Level Up Cosmetics eyeliner. It's on my Poshmark. Y'all can go look for that. But yeah, the church called the news to denounce the photo. Like, we don't want you. Too late. Too late. He's like, we made it. Like that was the trick. Y'all got tricked. We got tricked. That's why he the Joker. He tricked us so they can hit your ride, baby. Oops. Oh well. So we coming too. Shoot, y'all ain't gonna leave us. Anyway, well, yeah, crazy. When I see him, all I do is laugh because he's funny to me. I know a lot of people hate him because they don't understand. They're not decoding what he's doing. But it is actually, if you had my mind and you always decoded stuff, you would think he was one of the funniest people about what he's doing and putting out. Oh my God, same. He's literally a joke. I know. I'm laughing, and people like sometimes get mad at me when I laugh about it. You like Trump? I'm like, I don't vote, so it don't matter if I like Trump or not. I don't even know Trump, but I think he's funny because of what he's doing in code, because of what I know, because I guess my level of consciousness that I can see something funny about it. But then, that's all it is. It's just if your level of consciousness is one way, you're going to see that way from that perspective. If it's another way, you're going to see it from that way. Just like voting is probably super important to some people, when some people it doesn't even cross their mind to even go vote because they understand certain things. So they're not going to do that. And it's not that I say my vote doesn't count. It's that if I vote, all I'm doing is playing into the orchestration. It's like me going to line up to vote in Barbie doll land. Okay, me going to vote in, on Sesame Street. So that's why it's like, there's two different realities on the same plane. One reality is a lower level of consciousness that believes that all of this is how they say it works. Okay, well, if you vote, you can get this person in office. If you work hard, you do this, da da da, the limited version. So, and then there's a higher consciousness that says, we know it's all orchestrated. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do. We understand. But we're just going to be over here doing our little thing and, whatever. So it's kind of like that. You said Sesame Street going to have a racism episode this weekend. I can't wait to see what Elmo say. Vote with your pockets, right? Being the chess piece rather than the mind or the player behind the game. Exactly. The whole Corona briefing, he told jokes. He kept coming with it. I mean, how could you not laugh at all this if you know what it is and what your job is? And, if you know all this stuff is going on, how do you think you would act? You would probably think everybody who couldn't figure it out was dumb. You would probably be like, just like Donald Trump, you're like, y'all so stupid. Y'all know what's really going on. That's how he treated people. Right. Thank you. You like the manifestation journal? Yes, y'all need to go get one. The links are below in my description. And the owners of this online store give y'all a coupon code, which is Ashera, so y'all can get some money off a petition book. So cute. I'm gonna use it for real. Where's my phone? Oh. Okay. Do you think the people who are protesting now could be our ancestors reincarnated? I think we are all of our ancestors reincarnated. Some are, some people are new, some people are old, some people came from other places, but yeah, I think all of them are. I mean, if they're good at what they did, if they were protesting back in the day, maybe they came out again, they felt the need. It's possible. You need it, go get it. Links in the description, or it's called Petite Petitions online. See, this is Petite Petitions. So y'all go support her. She's a subscriber too. Wasn't that a great idea? Like, that's how easy it is to start your business. One idea. So thank you. The last time I voted was in 2007. And I realized it was a joke. Yep. But it's funny when you realize it and you wake up and you're like, oh, okay. Well, lesson learned. I'm so glad I don't buy into it any longer. Yes, people have been telling me about the earthquakes. I hope there's no bigger ones coming for y'all. So here's my prediction. You know how everybody's like, oh, 2020 is going to be the worst year. We are in the middle of 2020. We are in 6. We are in June. We are halfway through the year. And so I think it's going to get better towards the end. Like when we'll finally get to sing that Stevie Wonder song and mean it. The one that Michael Jackson remade. Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. Yeah. I stopped voting after the little girl announced all the presidents were related. Is the type of lipstick you're wearing creamy? It is creamy. See, y'all making me advertise over here. This is a creamy liquid lipstick, and it is by Level Up Cosmetics. You can get it on my Poshmark. Links are below. Just scroll down. Yeah, it's called Cross the Room. That's the color. Or you can go to Poshmark and just type in Level Up Cosmetics, and all my things will pop up. When did I stop voting? I think I only voted maybe once in my life, maybe twice. I stopped a long time ago. I realized it didn't make, at first, when I first kind of woke up and like knew that they were already pre-selected, that's when I stopped. And I didn't know that it was even deeper than that. Like, that it's like kind of auditioning for a play that you want to be an extra in. But I just, I'll be the media, or I'll watch the play from afar. It's kind of like that Truman Show movie where he thinks it's the real world, but it's all actors and stuff. But instead of it only being him thinking it's the real world, it's many, many people. Mm-hmm. Do you vote? I said I don't vote, period. Period. Mm-hmm. You voted once to get the sticker. I know y'all remember when everybody used to post those, look, I voted on like Facebook and Instagram. I made one like with a crayon and a piece of paper, and I put, I didn't vote. And Mm-hmm. How do you use aspects for the rituals of your own benefit? Well, this is a good time to start new positive habits, replacing old bad habits. So it will be so much easier to do at this time because everything is reversing or going back to the way that it was supposed to be. So, right now is a good time to start something that you want to prosper, something that you want to grow, something that you want to change from good to bad or this to that. It's a great time. 'Cause basically, we just went through a huge transmutation. Thank you, Mark. Will there be another president after Agent Orange? um, Agent Orange. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, though. President is also code for something else. Okay. Because if you listen to any rap music in the last 6 months, a lot of people are saying he might be the next president. He might be the next president. He might be the next president. Um, like, why are they saying they're going to be the president? They're rappers. The next president basically represents the one who governs and presides over. So now, there's going to be a power shift. And so they were speaking in general. In general, the power shift is going to go into the opposite direction of where it once was. So from white supremacy, to another precedent or governing body. Hmm. So he's the last president of that world. This world, I'm not sure if he's going to get reelected. I don't know. I mean, he could. I don't know. Now that I know we've shifted, who knows? Or maybe it'll be like we don't expect him to get reelected because if everybody who believes in voting goes and votes and he still wins, maybe they're trying to wake up people still. You know what I'm saying? If the whole country pretty much don't like him or a majority of the country doesn't like him and they don't think he's supposed to win according to whatever and he still wins, it should wake everybody up that voting ain't it. Okay? They should just start over with a new constitution. Right. He said, how long has it been before we become one? Well, here's the thing, if you don't ever want to descend back down to the way, you know, it is or was previously, then everyone has to become one on one accord because then they won't be able to and no one will be able to orchestrate something to make you go against each other. Yeah. Like if there's nothing to pit against each other, then there's no way to shift downward. Hmm. And so you know how when they went across the street and they lined up and there were 6 people there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the church was here and they were standing right in front of the door. That means it's 6 o'clock. The opposite of 6 o'clock is 12. It's midnight. It's close to midnight. That means it's time. Time's up. It's over. It's done. It starts anew. So, what about the horrible things that the ancestors went through? Do we forgive them? Da, da, da. If there is no them, then you can't forgive them. If everybody mixed, there is no them. There is no us. There's no them. There's only one people. That way, no one can, that doesn't like where the new world is going, won't try to orchestrate something to reverse it back. That's the key. Everybody got to mix. So no one can use race relations against one another. So you don't have to. I'm just saying that will probably prevent, what do we forgive them, or how do we act, or that would just eliminate the entire problem. Thank you, Mark. Sprinkle, sprinkle. The shift means the trading of places above and below. That's right. Exactly. And if you get rid of the two opposites, if you get rid of the duality, then they can't flip. Drake, like Drake says, I don't care. I'm stuck in the middle. He said he's stuck in the middle. He don't care either way. Don't matter. But he did choose the side that he wanted to represent. But he said because he has both sides, so either way it goes, he said he's fine. But if no one, if there remains, duality in as far as people, then there will always be, the rise and the fall. The rise and the fall. Right. You said race mixing is not natural. Well, it doesn't. Okay, think about this. If everybody mixed and kept mixing and kept mixing and kept mixing, the dominant genes would take over anyway. You understand? So it's, that's the whole point. Like, you can mix and mix and mix and mix, but eventually the dominant genes take over. You said it doesn't matter, the world is going to mix anyway. That's right. Yeah, if you mix, then less and less recessive genes will exist, and then there will only be one people. Right. You said it's the most natural thing? Right. When will we go cashless? I've been cashless. I don't touch cash unless somebody give it to me. I've been cashless. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Digital Realm. I girl, I seen roles switch, hate reversed. Right. Well, okay, so you know how they say, eating something is code. When you absorb something, digest it. Eating someone, or eating a piece of bread, or eating, represents to take one thing and make it part of you. You absorb it. The dominant absorbs the recessive. Okay, and then it keeps going. That's just biology. Y'all are not understanding, because it's just science. It's science. That's all it is. Right. Mm-hmm. We are not our ethnicity. So much time has passed and people don't know they've been spliced already. Genes will eventually make everyone else more on its level. Continuous mixing with it. Right. If you're melanated, you have to. This is the part y'all are not understanding. Let me get some paint. Let's say let's just use an example. You don't have to do anything, but if you don't do anything, the earth will shift back whenever. I don't know, like whenever, how many years, whatever happens, and it will shift back if there's duality that has not become one. Okay. So if you want to repeat this again, if you want racial inequality again, if you want all of that stuff again, then eventually it will fall again. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of like if you have some white paint and then you have a bucket of black paint, you know, how do it's like, oh, okay, so I don't want to mix, I don't want to become gray, which was what the last name Floyd meant, gray. I don't want to become gray. I don't want to become gray. Okay. But once you mix those two paints together, you get gray, right? And then you take the gray and then you mix it with more black paint or more gray paint. And eventually, after you mix it, there's no more paint on this side because the dominant will always take over the recessive. And so then you will only have one people. You know what I'm saying? It might not be just like you don't look straight up blue, black African. You are gray. Okay? You're a gray. Thank you, Mark. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Karma, the curses will be placed on it, right? Or whatever it is. I don't know. We'll see. So, right. So you don't have to mix, but I'll just say if that's probably what's going to happen anyway, unless, you know, it doesn't. But that's all I'm saying. It's just science. Everyone, if racism ended, everyone should mix. That way it won't come back. Right? I'm saying you don't got to do it. Some of your kids will do it. Your grandkids will do it if that's the trend, or if they want to, or if they mix with someone who's already mixed. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody's gonna mix eventually anyway. It's just how things go. Um, but like I said, it don't really matter because it's already gonna happen. That's how you keep the higher frequency and less division to make the world fall again. This is gonna make, if you think about it, it's either gonna fall over. We gotta get rid of religion too. And I think mixing will also get rid of religion. Like, I like you, but I ain't gonna switch my religion. So let's just throw away the religion. Love conquers all, right? I don't need your religion. You want me? Then I am converted. Do what you gotta do. You know, okay, I'll, whatever. So end religion, end politics, end race. Everybody be happy, okay? If you attracted to somebody, y'all got everything in common, but you ain't switching your religion or converting to any religion, and you're not wearing that thing on your head or whatever, that shouldn't stand in your way. Everybody can compromise. I'll just compromise. I ain't gonna do all that. You want this, then you better compromise. That's all. So there will be less oppression. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Crypto knowledge, you crazy. Y'all are stealing. No, I'm saying that I'm already married, so I'm good. But mixed is still considered black to a racist. Yeah, I know. But even an African American is mixed to a pure, African person from, the that. Think about Michael Blackson. Y'all know him. He's on Instagram. Y'all only know because he sounds like Michael Jackson. That's why I like him. Imagine how he thinks an African American looks. He don't think you're black or straight up 100% African. He thinks you're mixed. So there's levels to it. There's levels. What caused the fall of ancient Egypt was that the society mixed. Yeah, but they mixed out. They mixed the wrong way. See, the Dogon people left. They used to be closer to, where Egypt was. They left and separated. They were like, they didn't go that way. That's why Egypt fell, because they mixed the wrong way. They mixed out. You're supposed to mix in. That's why they had to stop using all that free electricity, because they were getting radiation. They were getting plagued. And then as soon as a lot of those people died out, it changed. So that's the whole point. If everyone mixed, there goes round booty and big. Yeah, it will be I guess everybody would have a balance. They'd have like that. Not too extreme, not too little. Right in the middle, right? You said because African Americans are mixed. Yep. Is that why slavery happened? Yeah. Do you think if they could get out and work their own field, that they would have had to go get some brown and black people? If everybody was brown, they would work their own field. They didn't have... Okay. They are organizing March here in Canada. Cool. I mean, it's just the truth, right? If you're rich, let's say you're a rich African Nigerian dude and you want a farm, are you going to go get... who are you going to... You can work your own farm, or you can hire people in your own country. You don't have to go find some brown people with natural sunblock to come work out all day in the sun, because you don't need to. But some people did need to. See? Otherwise, no agriculture. So if there's no one to enslave or a reason to enslave, then there's different types of slavery. There's human trafficking. There's that kind. Will I teach my children spells? My kids are halfway grown. You don't think I've already taught them stuff? My kids smarter than a lot of people already. They know a lot of stuff just by listening to me. Some are Mexican natives. Yeah, that's another thing. Mexicans, Central American, and South American were all native, and that's why some people say, oh, you shouldn't call yourself Latino or Latina because you're not Latin, you're native, you're indigenous. But a lot of people want to identify with a more European standard, so they, I'm Spanish, I'm Latin, whatever, but it really is native. Unless your bloodline, this is, yeah. It would kind of be like this. It would kind of be like me calling myself English, or whoever enslaved me, whatever their nationality was. Oh, what are you? Oh, I'm English. Oh, I'm but you look native, or you look black, or you look mixed, or you look something. But you can be English and that now. I can be English and that now, but that's just a language and a place. That's not what you are. So, and I noticed a lot of the racist people and a lot of the people that were chiming in and mad about all this were Hispanics that thought they were white. I'm like, why is it always y'all? Y'all go the hardest. Cause I see Cortez on your last name. I see Gonzalez on that last name. All of them had, Hispanic last name, and they be going in like George Zimmerman. That he he Hispanic, but thought he was white. The one that killed Trayvon Martin. Y'all need to wake up, because they don't think you're white. White people don't think y'all are white. Y'all just think y'all are white. Sorry. You can't join the KKK, okay? They ain't gonna let you in, baby. Okay. George tried to get initiated, George Zimmerman, but he couldn't. They still wouldn't let him in. Anywho, they lax it in to make them out not like blacks, right? When you think about Joseph and the Mary colors as it applies to this, like the blue and the red or the blue and the pink. Well, Donald Trump crossed that street with the blue tie. Blue represents the right side of the brain. Red represents the left, or the masculine and the feminine. You don't think we white, we don't get treated white? I didn't say all, I said some, okay? If you go and look at some of the comments on some of the live videos, just look. A lot of them. I didn't say all, because I know a lot of woke, a lot of woke people, but there's some that's not. Okay? So, but it's a lot of them, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. The ones that don't speak Spanish think they're white. Even the ones that do speak Spanish, some of them. And I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying they're just confused. That's all. They're confused. They don't know. They identify more with one race than the other, but because they don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. You got the Joker smile. You said Mexican gangs have been attacking blacks in Chicago since all of this. You know what I feel like. I feel like when people see destruction and people tearing stuff down, you have to understand also who builds a lot of things and fixes a lot of things in this country. It is mostly Hispanic or Native people, and they're looking at that like, y'all might have built the White House and all the buildings back during slavery and before we kind of came, but we built that too, so it's kind of like they haven't been treated like we've been treated, except when they get detained and separated from their families and stuff, but they weren't treated on that same level recently. Maybe back in the day they probably got a lot of it too, but they're probably, I'm trying to see it from their perspective, probably looking at it like, dang, I remember when my dad helped build that building when he used to work construction or whatnot. So, but they don't realize that it's deeper than that, and a building is a building, and maybe they would like to keep their community nice. Of course, everyone does, but you can't live in a nice community where people don't treat you nice. You can't live in a nice community and get treated like trash. Might as well trash it if you don't treat it like trash. There was an African proverb that I saw and I shared on Instagram, and it said, let me see. Oh, I don't know if I shared it. Anyway, it says, I don't think I shared it. It basically said a child that is not accepted by its village will burn it down to feel the warmth. There you go. A child that is not accepted by its village will burn it down to feel its warmth. African proverb. That's what it said. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Hispanic, the fastest growing numbers. We, the most people look it up. Yep, that's true. So, if there's an increase of brown and black people, reproducing, then of course, what happens next is the whole country. Mm-hmm. Y'all know the coronavirus is leaving, right? It's like as we settle, the radiation will decrease. So will corona, it will go away. Mm-hmm. You said we got black bloods too. Y'all all got black blood. Y'all, the Olmecs. Olmecs were black. Y'all got Olmec statues all throughout Mexico and South America. Sending you love and wishing you abundance. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If everybody just mixed, there wouldn't be no race. You don't have to argue. That's what's gonna happen anyway. So like I don't even talk about it. It's just that's what it is. That's what's gonna happen. It already kind of happened. It's like first tier, second tier, third tier, final tier. Like the first tier was what? Neanderthal and Homo erectus or whatever, right? That was first tier because they mix. Second tier, and then Neanderthal and whatever mixed with Neanderthal. That might have been mixed or African. And then, they all started to mix with there was also some more indigenous peoples here. And so everybody mixed. And then everybody stopped mixing. And so now we're at the point where there's some people that their whole race is a result of a mix. They don't even have a race. They're just mixed, but they just called it a race. So they just said, I am this, but really you're just a mix of this type of, person and this type of person. So that would be second tier. Then you get the third tier, which would be, everybody mixing into one. Like you ever seen someone you don't know what they are? You don't know what they are. You seen them like, I don't know. What are they? I can't tell. I'm confused. A lot of them news ladies be like that. You can't tell what they are. Them news ladies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The news reporters. Thank you, Beauty and Flaw. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Are we Israelite? Is that a race or a religion or a type of people? Or is it code for something? You said those are news ladies. You said Bruno Mars. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you can't identify, like, I don't know what you are. What are you? Like, I don't know. That's the all-inclusive right there. You said, yeah, Pacific Islanders, like The Rock. The Rock. Rock is one of them. right? No racism, but then classism, right? That's the woke and the sleep, because that your class depends on your level of consciousness or knowledge, right? I've been Italian African girl who looked fully black. She was not like. I'm talking about all the mixed, like Asian, Indian. Well, that is Asian, but like everybody in Asia, basically. Um, European, African, and indigenous. If they were all mixed into one person, that would be the last tier. Thank you, Moonlit Wit, Sprinkle Sprinkle. All of your platform is full of beautiful people. Oh, thank you. So you'd end up having, depending on which way the mix would go, and it would be like, it would have to be continuously done, right? Mm-hmm. It don't matter if you want to. I'm just saying there's different tiers to mixing. You know, like most African Americans are mixed compared to, African. You said MJ trending on Twitter. I'll go look at it. All right. You said people will find a way to be racist if people mix race. Mixing never help. Y'all not listening. I can't help people that don't listen. If the whole world was mixed, if everybody and their mama and their granddad and their sister, cousin, mother was all one color, then what are you gonna do? Then it will go to religion. Then if they got rid of religion, or if everybody was believed in just spirituality, then that will go away. Y'all like to fight, I see y'all. Y'all like it. It's hard to let go of something, but if you don't want it to repeat, you gotta let that idea go of race, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta let that idea go. Mm-hmm. Everyone would never be the same color because of the sun. Well, just be a different. They would never be the same color, you're right, but they would be the same DNA. And if they were of a certain color, they would live in certain places. Like if y'all were watching that Minnesota live, most of the people that lived there, if you notice, were mixed. Or they were of lighter color. Most of the black people there were mixed or light. They live in the north. But they were still out there riding and saying they was being mistreated because they're black. So, you come down to Texas, it's a whole different story. But up there, it's like, oh, wow. I don't know. There was a lot of Native people up there as well that were on the camera. Mm-hmm. But see, the whole point is it's esoteric. It's like, since we just flipped to the other side, the right side, and things are flipped, you already know by universal law that it is going to flip back unless you do something. You'll have to think ahead. Like, y'all don't think for today, don't think for tomorrow. Think for, just like they do. They think for hundreds and thousands of years in advance. And they start their agenda now. That's why everybody always behind, don't know what's going on, can't catch a break. Because you're not thinking in the big picture. Okay? People would find something, but it will be less than finding that plus another thing. They are going to find something, but that will be one thing to strike off the list. You can get rid of religion. You can get rid of race. All these things are possible. You can get rid of a lot of things. There's always going to be something, but it's not going to be on a level that creates enough energy to shift back down to a lower frequency. Right? I mean, think about it. Those are some of the top things. Advanced technology would free up a lot of people from having to do a lot of labor, which would allow people to not have to work and slave away just to make ends meet. So, right. So y'all are still, and that's exactly why people are confident and they're starting to work on the next agenda to flip it back, because they feel that a lot of people aren't going to wake up. Some people will. But remember, it can always be flipped back unless you do something. And that's up to y'all. I don't really care. I'm like, either way, we're going to slide, right? Just like this Drake song. Mm-hmm. Exactly, I am she. That's what I say. This, you just have to absorb that. You get it? Just absorb it. I've been doing more research and receiving more downloads. Me too. I've been trying to feed my brain and stay woke. Good for you. Faith, you're asking it. Anybody feel depressed with all that's going on? Not the woke people, or I did a video yesterday you should watch. It's called, well, it looks weird. It's like some words written backwards. Cool. And it says it'll make sense, but a lot of people are unaware of what's going on and they probably are depressed. But if you're aware of what's really going on, you probably won't be depressed anymore. Okay. Can you work it? Can you work it? Put my thing down, flip it in reverse. It's yeah, that Missy song. You remember when they had Missy and that other girl on that Pepsi commercial, and it was red, and then that one girl, I forgot her name, she went and kicked down the door, and it turned blue on the other side, which is the right side, right side of the brain, right side of the universe. And they were using that song, I Want to Paint It Black. I see something and I want a red door and I want to paint it black. And then she goes and they all go to the other side. It was a trending commercial that came on during Super Bowl. And you notice how they took all sports away due to Corona as well, to get rid of the distractions, because y'all know sports is just a way to distract y'all. And y'all, so they took the sports away, so y'all had nothing to watch, so y'all had to really just spend time thinking and doing whatever you were doing. Mm-hmm. Did y'all see the video Coach Stormy do, where why all these celebrities so greedy and getting canceled? Will they even be relevant after all of this? I don't even know who that is. What celebrity? Mm-hmm. Just different celebrity. It's just certain people, I explained this earlier. There's people on different levels of consciousness. As long as you are playing the game that you don't know you're in, that's kind of up to you. Some people just know a lot of things are just fake. and they don't really care. I think most things are fake. That's why I just decode stuff because that's all it is to me. It's like, okay, well, this is how they're hiding it from you, you know. So when I say decode, I mean basically reveal what they're hiding from you, reveal what it really means. The flip side of it is to decode it when something is literal or figuratively, what the metaphor means. So celebrities are part of it too. You know, a lot of them are part of the whole charade. The politicians are part of the charade, and um, a lot of the fraternal orders, a lot of the police. Not all of them, because they can't tell all of them, only the higher ups. Okay, they're all aware of the game. There's only, the masses, or I'll say the 99% of the masses don't know what's going on because they're used for energy to shift and shift, do this and that, or to keep uh, Earth at a certain frequency so that it doesn't shift to a higher dimension. So think about it. Y'all, a lot of people are saying, oh, when Obama was president, he didn't do nothing about this and that, or, whenever justice was unserved, da da da. They usually handled it quick or didn't really put it on the news, right? You didn't hear about it. There was no cameras on people's phones a long time ago, or they just weren't filming. But now that you can see racism and all that kind of stuff, all of that excess energy started vibrating the planet to a shift mode. And some politicians that don't want the earth to shift will calm you down, throw you some money, oh, we're so sorry, get up there and apologize profusely, make a good old speech and calm y'all down so that the earth's frequency can calm back down so it doesn't shift to the other side. And so that's why a lot of people are mad at Trump and were mad at Obama, because they weren't doing nothing. But they were using their own system against them, because when they were using their own game against them. Okay, we all going to keep them calm, give them some little benefits, A, B, C, and D. If, hopefully we'll do this, we'll do that. People want to calm you down as soon as possible. That was the old way. Now the new way is exposing it and making you angrier, because they wanted to shift you up out of here to the other side where that's not an issue. Your asteroid is supposed to be passing close by. Cool. Right. And so when that shift happens, remember, there's always two sides at work as long as there are two sides. Think about it for a second. There's always going to be two sides at work as long as there are two sides. Which one is going to win, though? That's why I have to bring in a trickster. They got to bring in that trickster energy because people are unaware and there's always two sides at work because they won't become one. So then you got to bring in that trickster. They often label the trickster person as like a devil type because they don't understand. And the trickster is to use what is to make something be revealed and to also use it against the other side. So basically reverse psychology. Mm-hmm. The court jester, right? Toys R Us is back and the R is facing the other way. What? Okay, thank you for telling me that. The R is reversed. Toys R Us. Well, I'm not a toy. Y'all a toy. Y'all are toys. Y'all are the wind up toys. Not y'all, but the people that are really like buying into stuff. So they're not us anymore. So everybody need to wake up. Let me look at it. I'm going to type in here, new Toys R Us. Image. I don't really remember the new Toys R Us. Oh, it's back. Was it always backwards? I don't remember. Let me type in old Toys R Us store. And it just came back. It was always backwards. But it's back. It left and now it's back. I guess that's something. Yeah, it was always backwards. I had to double check that. But it left and it came back. So I guess that's cool. We really shifted, yay. It was backwards, unless that's Mandela effect. Yeah, it was always backwards. The logo is dripping blue. Cool. And in the revelation or the biblical aspect or the book of Enoch, it also says that you'll age backwards too. If you're age, you will age backwards. So that's good, right? Just start getting younger any day. And another thing, like people, there are like I said, there's people that are so intelligent and so smart that the common people are so easily tricked. It's almost too hard not to take advantage of them. You know what I mean? That's why everybody need to wake up. And I know a lot of people test that out on people because they don't think they'll catch it. Thank you, Melissa. Did you see Rapper DaBaby on his car with the Chick-fil-A bag, breathing in it, like enjoying the smell? Then he rested his head on the bag like a pillow. What's the code in that? He blew his soul into a Chick-fil-A bag. What color is the bag? Red and white? Mm-hmm. Right. The soul is in the breath. I've broken the matrix. That's why I can day trade and make money at will. I can see the price action before it happens, just like No did in the movie. So easy to me. Me too, Cryptonomics. I'm like, I know exactly what's finna go down because Home Depot finna go up. That's why I invested in that. They gotta fix all them buildings. Home Depot. Whatever glass company supplied glass. That's how I do. I look what's going on. I pay attention to so much stuff. Like, let me see what I invested in on my Cash app, just so I can show y'all or tell y'all. It's like I know what's going on, so I know what to invest in. So I invested in Beyond Meat, of course, Zoom, since everybody on Zoom meetings, Disney, because Disney opened back up in Hong Kong, and the Disney Plus came out. Cinemark, because the movie theater, I don't know, it went up a lot. I don't know, maybe they're remodeling it, or you can order movies at home. I had public storage because everybody lost their job. People are gonna be trying to move or downsize, so we're gonna need some public storage. Carnival, because as soon as this lets up, people are gonna rush to go travel. Canopy growth, which is cannabis or whatever, that went up too, because I know people are buying that. CBD oil, all that. Thank you, my brother and me. How would you explain what's happening to a 5-year-old? Just like it, I don't discriminate against age. I just tell them straight up they need to learn. You know, I don't lie. I don't know. I let them know that they're watching it. You know, they will be watching it. I will be explaining it to them as they watch it. You mean like a shift? You mean the shift? Okay. Um, use the Drake song. I don't know. Left foot up, right foot down. Your way back slide. Cross the street. You know, left foot, right foot. Crossing the street. Going to another place. Um, taking information from one computer and then inserting it and uploading it into another computer that doesn't. Right. An upgrade, basically. When you get your phone and they have to switch it out and transfer all your information, there you go, to a more advanced phone that has more features that's going to help you benefit and do more stuff. There you go. That's how you explain. Okay. So is the shift complete now? It's not like an instant complete. It's like a merge. Like right here, we're here. You know, and it's slowly going to stay here for a little while. And then if there's too much duality, it's gonna go right back. Okay. Um, so that's the whole thing. If it doesn't stay here, then it will start to separate slowly again. And that's why they have to keep doing a lot of these events to keep that energy in a certain frequency so it can stay here. Um, because if it does stay here, it's going to start to do this again. So, mm-hmm. What else did I invest in? Oh, let me see what I did on E-Trade because I forgot. Okay, on E-Trade, ooh, dang, it went up. Hey, I forgot. Okay, so CVX, what is that? I don't even know what that is. I forgot. DPZ, Grub, and Starbucks. Shell, oh, I need to sell that. Starbucks, Grubhub. I don't know what DPZ is. I totally forgot. Oops. Oh, well, whatever that is. And then CVX. I don't know what that is either. I forgot it because they just give you the symbol. On the other one, they tell you what it is. I don't want to know what it is. I forgot. Oh, Chevron. I think. I can't remember. Do y'all know what it is? I'll look it up. That's sad, right? I just buy stuff and I don't remember the symbol. Chevron. Okay. Yeah. I bought oil and gas because the corona virus is over. People are going to start buying gas. How about that? So Shell is not doing too good. Thank you. What should I buy stock in? I'm thinking about Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is good. The gas station, anything that's opening right now that's been closed. Okay. Just I think we need to use our own brain because it helps it, your consciousness grow. Just sit down and think what's opening up right now after Corona? What's going to be popping? What are people going to really need and buy in abundance at this time? People are free from being on lockdown. Where are they going? What they going to do? Oh, the riots just happened. Okay, they're going to need to rebuild. They're probably going to be using a lot of stuff from Home Depot. Okay, invest in Home Depot. So just think it through. That's how I do it. Let's see. I wonder if Target stocks went down. I have to look at Target. Let me look up Target, see if it went down after this. What? They don't have Target. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go 1 month ago. Let's go to 1 day ago. We went way down. We went negative. Look. Oop. Oh, that's messed up. They went negative for those days that they were, and we're way down when they were writing. Look. Because everything was free that day, I guess. Okay. It went back up though. Shira, I resonate with your beliefs and knowledge because you are all seeing and you see everything from all perspectives, and I feel it speaks truth. Oh, thank you. Well, I try to look from different perspectives or higher perspectives so you can see more. Right. Oh, Maria, I don't cover that type of stuff. That's more like to trigger. Those are, I mean, I'm sure stuff happens and exists, but over here, we just talk about stuff that we decode, I know that a lot of stuff is made up to trigger people. I know that. I know a lot of stuff is real. So if it's being broadcasted, if it's being put out there, it's for a reason. Okay? It's for a reason. There you go. It's to trigger you. Gotta be triggered. Somebody gotta be triggered. That's why they kind of put it all together close to the same time. What happens to the people that don't shift? They died. I don't know. The corona got them. And also the shift is consciousness too. Some people will shift, but their consciousness won't rise as high as those who had a higher conscious already. Who will rise, but not as high. So they shifted, but not as high as you shifted in your consciousness. They might wake up a little bit. They want our attention, right? But and if y'all want to decode children, y'all know what children is, right? Children is code for the youngest people on the planet, the youngest group of people on the planet. Okay, remember the Chick-fil-A bag? And he was breathing into it. A chick is like the child of a chicken. Black people represent chicken or the timekeepers. And so, it's just, it's all code. Like a lot of people are taking a lot of stuff too seriously. I mean, stuff does happen, but when it's put out there on a grand scale, it's for people to decode. Okay, so I mean, I'll try to decode it for you, but I'm not going to tell you. Like, I'm not bought into it, but I'll decode it for you. Look up what pizza means. Pizza. This is how you decode. Don't take it for literal. Okay, let's see. I need to put definition because it brought up places to order pizza from. I'm like, what? Right. Okay, a dish. Now listen, a dish made typically with flattened bread. Okay, this is where the history and the biblical knowledge comes in. And if you're Jewish, you know about that unleavened bread. So flat bread means unleavened bread. That represents not having enough time to mix with enough melanin to rise. Because in the Bible, during Passover, they ate flat or unleavened bread because they had to run because, people was after them. They had to run out of Egypt when they were free because, Pharaoh had freedom. He was like, he might change his mind. We got to run. So they didn't leave time for the bread to rise. So they ate it like that. And they didn't have enough time to mix back in and get more melanin before they left into a different land where there was less melanin. Okay. So there's that story. So flat bread represents not enough melanin. Okay. So, then it's like a savory mixture of tomatoes and cheese and often toppings and baked in. So, tomatoes and cheese, red and yellow. So you got some Arab and you got some Chinese or whatever. You got some European. You got some. So pizza. So that's pizza means white people. Okay, we got it. Gate. Here we go. We already know what a gate is. When you think of the word gate, do you think an entry or an exit? Just by the word. Or a wall. It's like a wall. A hinged barrier used to close an opening in a wall or a fence or a hedge. Okay, so the wall. Live your life off the wall. Okay. So these are the people that the whole Pizzagate thing, and when you keep saying it, that's exactly what it means. It's a wall, it's a barrier, and so they had to figure out how to merge a bunch of people at the same time with high energy to raise the frequency of the earth so that white and black could get through the quantum entanglement or the quantum tunnel. Thank you, Nari. I've been having very frequent deja vu almost every day lately with this. That's because we've shifted. The energy is, we're shifted and time is reversing, literally. So, so Pizzagate basically means the barrier that a lower frequency plasma cannot pass through to get to the other side. So that's why, you had a lot of corona, the radiation gate, the light gate, the sun gate, it's quantum tunneling. So we were in the middle of the quantum tunnel when corona hit, and that is a bunch of radiation, And so some people didn't make it. Lower frequencies, people that had bad, poor diets, people that were weakened immune systems. Basically the weekend represents the end of the week, the end of the week people, the end of the 1 week that didn't make it. That's why Drake said, working on the weekend as usual in that song. And that's why the weekend's name is The Weekend. But he doesn't spell it like E-N-D. He spells like weekend with no E in the end, right? So remember, everything is coded too. So don't buy the code before you get wrapped up in something. That's all I say. Before you get wrapped up in it, decode it. Do you ever think that we are being punished by other world for? No, I don't ever think I'm being punished. I feel that the more you know, the more you understand, the more you don't buy into something, and then you can shift your thoughts and efforts and energy somewhere else to do something positive for yourself or for other people. But you won't see that aspect of it if you know what's kind of going on. It's from a higher perspective. It's like people have been brainwashed so long that if someone told you the truth, you wouldn't believe it anyway. It's kind of like that. If someone told you the answer or the way to make things the correct way, people have been brainwashed so long that they will not do it, or they just, no, I'm not going to do it. So it has to be free will, or you will be easily tricked. So that's the whole point of it. Like, we'll do this again and again and again. We'll shift up, we'll shift down until people figure it out. It's like an endless cycle. You'll be trapped doing that forever unless everybody wake up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do mirrors have any play in this? Yeah, it's mirrors represent the other side. You know, like the song "Man in the Mirror." I'm talking to the man in the mirror. That means you're talking to your opposite, not you, but your opposite. So Michael Jackson talking to white people. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. So if you, like in the opposite world, if you want someone to change their ways, you got to change your ways. You see, it's opposite. But now, right? So you will be whoever's the opposite of you, whoever you see as your opposite, your yin and your yang. Okay. So if everybody was one race, who would they be talking to? Then you have to go to gender, and that would be your opposite. Right. Interesting. Have you experienced this for a while or around the time of the shift? Oh, y'all talking to her. Okay. If you hate others, you hate yourself. That's true. That's why y'all know I don't hate nobody. Anyway. Hey, class act media, sprinkle, sprinkle. If you hate others, you hate yourself. That's true. Aliens are here. We the aliens, baby. Aliens been here. What you talking about? But we are Gemini, so there is like 4 of us. Yep. So yeah. People worry about aliens now. Yeah, the aliens been here. Mm-hmm. That was the first mix, okay? This ain't nothing. That should have been, actually that might have been first tier of the mix. The aliens in different species. Okay. Forget y'all humans, I'll just find me an alien. Shoot, gonna make me something. y'all can stay flipping around. I'm gonna get me an alien so I can fly. Bye. I'm ascended master. You're an ascended master. I went through the valley. Now I'm living in my highest self. That's wonderful. Congratulations. You said we are the aliens, right? Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna get me a pure alien. I'm not gonna mix in with no other alien. I want a pure one. Y'all aren't alien enough for me. I want a super alien. Okay. That's how silly it sounds, though, right? When do you think this virus agenda will end? When? Oh, the radiation is calming down. You'll all be fine in a little while. We made it, so we good. You have to raise that energy up to prepare for that shift, and then get it even higher on the vortexes or the vortices, if you want to be technical, and all the points on the earth where people were riding to make that shift. Mm-hmm. This is how I think of it. Okay, so pretend Earth was a hologram. Okay. Pretend Earth was a digital hologram, and the screen was a sphere because it's a 3D screen. But it's really 4D because you are in the hologram. I know your consciousness is in the hologram, so you can experience life in the hologram as an avatar, right? So the planet would represent the screen. Now, let's say you want to switch to a different type of screen, a more advanced screen, or something else, or just an opposite type of screen. Then you would have to digitally, or whatever, how they do it, shift all that energy to another screen, a bigger screen, a different type of screen with more pixels or more advanced technology in it or whatnot, or just whatever. So I don't think the planets would represent screens, and the Earth, since there's different versions of Earth. There's different versions of a TV show. This Earth has this TV show. That Earth has a different TV show. The character on this Earth may be a doctor, but on that Earth you may be the janitor. Right? You said plasma TV, right? In that Earth you could be married. On that Earth you could be single. So it's the different variations of the realities. Mm-hmm. But if you quantum entangle to a specific one that you want to go to, if you go to a specific one, it's called quantum entanglement, where it's the opposite of this one, right? That's what we did. We're entangled to this and to this world and this world, and this one is the opposite. That's why NASA came out recently and said, "Oh, there's a parallel universe where the laws of physics work backwards and time, goes backwards, whatever," because we were about to shift. And so, if you quantum entangle to one of those Earths, then you get to go there, and you are sure that that's where you're going to get to. You won't end up on a random one, that may not be what you chose, or may not be what you are prepared for. See, if they're prepared for this Earth because they know what it's going to do. They know what's going to happen, so they're prepared for it. But if you don't know where you're going to get shifted, then you don't know what to prepare for. So that's why we had to quantum entangle with it. And in order to shift, either people all have to be conscious and one to stay on the higher one, or to create a whole new one to where no one wants to shift anymore, or they'll have to prepare to shift back. They'll have to start preparing. When the sky starts to change, it's almost time for that shift. When the signs start coming, it's like, oh, we're about to shift. You better, start doing this, get your money out, do this, do that. You'll see a lot of fraternal orders involved in all of these things because they are the ones that help orchestrate a lot of these events to raise energy. And that's fine, But if everyone becomes conscious and aware, we would never have to shift. And, there wouldn't be ups and downs. There would just be balance. You said, why is RH negative blood always brought up? Why that blood type? Because they can't really trace the origins of it, and it has a higher frequency because there's more copper in it. So there are parallel universe, and we are currently shifting to the one. We are already there. We've shifted. That's the whole riot was. The whole riot was to raise the earth grid energy in order to vibrate on a certain frequency to shift. That's why there were global protests in certain cities where the ley lines hit the vortex. A lot of people were rioting to raise that energy. Yeah. Will coronavirus return in the fall? In the fall. Not the literal fall, but the next fall or the next shift back down to where we just left from. Yeah, it will. Unless people don't allow it to shift by awakening and not allowing division. Now, people can say, oh, well, we got to be nice and happy, but there will always be division as long. That's why in that movie with, what's his name? The dude that played Aquaman, I forgot, but everybody was blind and worked together like as a unit. That blindness represented everyone being the same, blind to color, blind to what you look like. So until everyone is all on one accord, there will always be, an issue. So does this match your theory that we were on a spaceship? Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a light ship because it's a holographic ship, right? And we were quantum tunneling. I ain't scared of the fall, king of the fall, the weekend, right? I come alive in the fall time. See? You remember how he was tearing up his apartment and he killed his old self on that video, Starboy? And the new self had to come and destroy the old. That's the same thing. Thank you, Ocean. Thank you, Ocean Sprinkle. So it's not worth fighting the powers that be? Nope. Because you don't have the same amount of information that they have. Unless you're super, super awake and can see everything that they're doing. You can decode as you hear, almost, or just right then and there, right in the same couple of minutes. Unless you have the ability to decode what people are saying on the news and you see parallels to things and you understand that it's all code for something, you won't be able to fight them because you're not going to understand why they're doing what they're doing. The best way to fight the powers that be who want to shift back down is to wake other people up and end duality. That's it. That's all you can do. It don't matter if you fight them. You have to enlighten other people and become one. So they have less things to divide you with. If everybody was one, there's less things to divide you with, which is what causes the fall. That's the only way to fight the powers that be. It's less divide. Because, right, do they expect you to rage a lower the frequency or vice versa? If you wanted to shift back, you have to lower the frequency. You have to dumb people down, give people, like, make everybody, calm, like right when everybody thinks everything is okay, shift. It's like you get shifted in your sleep, basically. It's like you're so comfortable and happy, and your frequencies are you're not researching anymore. You're not trying to decode anymore. You're not trying to wake people up anymore because you've gotten comfortable. Now you're starting to get into more of the things that don't matter, and you start to eat bad again. It's kind of like, just deteriorating on every level. So when you're at your lowest frequency, that's when they're going to shift you out back to a place where at your lowest frequency, you kind of can't really do anything because you're unprepared. You're in a bad health. You have, no get up and go. It's like you've got too comfortable. And now you thought you were at the top, but now you're at the bottom again. And now you don't have the energy or the mindset to pull yourself back up because you've gotten too comfortable and things were too easy. So, yeah, they would switch you as soon as you got comfortable enough to where you weren't paying attention anymore. You stopped reading the signs and you stopped paying attention to them. And bam, right back to where you started. You started from the bottom, now we're here. That's where you gotta stay. That's why they have that painting. I don't know if you've ever seen that painting where there was this lady, she had fallen asleep on this little bed, and then they took over Egypt. So, don't fall asleep. Stay woke. Have a balance. It's kind of like if you were a millionaire or you won the lottery, or if you were a billionaire, and if you got too comfortable and you stopped paying attention and doing whatever you do, that you could lose all of that. That's why the powers that be or that were stay woke. Because if you stay woke, when you shift and slide, you can prepare for that slide. You can prepare for it. Oh, well, I've got billions of dollars. My people will be okay for several generations. Even if they do fall asleep. Okay? But the people that don't prepare, oh, it's going to be like this forever. We're good. Da, da, da. And then it shifts, and now they're not prepared. So, the grasshopper and the ant story, right? Always alert. And preparing just doesn't mean money either. It means everything. Technology, food, weapons, everything have to be prepared. Okay? Do you have any thoughts on the new King of England? Yep, they swapped the Queen out for the King because it's reversed. I don't know what they even look like. I don't know. Like, is he ugly? I don't know. The King of what? England? What do you do? To me, like, those world titles are a joke. Like, what are you the king of? Nobody listens to you. You don't, it's just a representation. They're all ugly, I'm sure. He's hideous. Ooh. Few are you? Well, oh well, ain't nobody trying to be the queen unless he's already married. If you know what, you gonna. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. I'm just gonna stop. It's like, mhm. Here's my thing. When someone labels you the king, then you're a king. There you go. Do I own guns? Do I? I'm Texas. I'm a Texas woman. What you think? Guns, knives, bow and arrows. What? Okay. Hold on. I have to read something real quick. Check out Host Defense Mushrooms Tea. My favorite is the turmeric mushroom with fresh lemon, and the other I like to mix with some. Is that like shrooms? I don't do shrooms, baby. Or if it's just, I don't do mushrooms. Okay, I still want to seem sane. Not those kind of shrooms? Okay, good. Yeah, I don't do the shroom thingies. Anyway, yeah, Houston is the only one of the only cities. What? One of the only major cities that did not riot because it represents the pineal gland. Them Texans don't play when it comes to their good. There's like literally like shooting ranges, like 3 shooting ranges within 5 miles of me. They got 3. You know, people got guns. There's even a place to shoot bow and arrows. A whole business. There's like, a lot of guns in Texas. Okay. Hmm. Those crossbows are something serious. I know. You have a gun collection? I wish I had me some. Well, oh gosh, now y'all talking about shrooms. I wish I had me some. Shame on y'all. Okay, so I guess we'll see what this shift will do and figure out the next move. Um, there is an opposite side, though. Y'all know that, right? Like just like there's a side that wants to stay in the lower frequency, there's also a side that fights for the higher frequency. And those are the people that try to wake you up. Those are the people that try to counteract what's happening, or if whatever's happening will work in their benefit, they'll throw a Trump in to kind of mess it all up or to trick people and to reverse it, like reverse psychology. You know how, like, if someone's doing something and it's almost like, hey, um, many people thought that this was going to result in a race war, but when they threw the Trump in, amazingly, people actually rioted or protested together because they threw the Trump in. You throw in a very insensitive person, and then you have a video with a murder on it in plain sight, then especially the youth, the younger people who have been heavily influenced by, Black people, are going to naturally side. They didn't anticipate that. So the Trump thing worked. They fooled everybody by putting him in there. He fooled everybody by running and saying all those things. So he got voted in quick. And, people thought that he was going to be able to, follow their agenda, but they weren't. He wasn't. And that's why they kept trying to expose stuff about him. And he didn't care. They was trying to impeach him. He was like, oh, whatever. And so, he was the reverse psychology. He was the trick, Mm-hmm. A Black Panther told Youngins Trump is two people. He seemed like he slid in well and exposed a lot. Yeah. If y'all find pictures of Trump prior to his presidency, he hung around a lot of Black people. If y'all don't, he hit around a lot. He hung around a lot of African Americans. So now all of a sudden, when he's in the White House and he needs to cause a huge riot in 2020, he had to work up everybody's nerves and anger and to get us to shift to a higher frequency where we would thrive. Y'all remember I posted that video of Bobby Brown? Well, I guess we're going to have to take control. And then Donald Trump walks out and looks up. And the screen is like Bobby Brown and it's purple. So he was always part of the plan to do that. Fake news. And he kept saying fake news. So he was trying to tell y'all. But people were like, they're not paying attention. They're just angry at the trick and the trickster. So he did get elected. Yeah. Because he catered to a certain group of people that he knew would elect him. Okay, that's what you do to get elected. You trick people. You play to a certain group and you get in. That's why I'm not political, because even though he was already chosen, you just play up a certain group to make them think that it's real and you get in. If your plan is to expose racism, what better way to expose it than to actually bring it out of people? If I want to expose something, the best way to do that is to go undercover, right? You go undercover. Expose something, you got to go undercover. You can't expose it, if you're against it, because they're just going to hide it. That's why, in order to catch criminals, police have to go undercover so that they can see everything, all the action. Who's going to say what? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? So he could shut it down. I'm going to show you prior to his election. So he never said anything bad about Farrakhan, and Farrakhan never said anything bad about Trump. So obviously, not an enemy. Then okay, what in the world? What is he doing next to those Black people? God, Is that Muhammad Ali? Don, what? Jesse Jackson. Don King. Yep. Gang gang. I'll show y'all some more. Well, we already seen this one. Y'all already seen the Kanye. Okay, we've seen him. He was all on a nude. This looked like mask Trump right there. That's the fake Trump. Y'all, look what he got in his back pocket, baby. 20 Jackson. Look at him with LaToya and Janet and Catherine. That's the Jackson family. He's up in their house. They go way back. Way back. I think that's all. I had more. I was gonna make a video. Yeah. So anyway. Deeper state, exactly. Deep state and deeper state. Girl, that's all he used to hang around. Anyway. And he was in a Bobby Brown video. And he was on a Pizza Hut video eating a pizza backwards with stuffed crust. Okay. I don't know. I gotta help y'all to see. I gotta help y'all see. Gotta help y'all see. You said, what if Trump have a black child, a secret black child? Probably do. You said you see Trump commercial on YouTube of 2 black ladies asking to sign a birthday card for him. He was pictured holding the Bible backwards recently. Yep. I told y'all. Yeah. Right. I told y'all. But if you stop being emotional, you would have saw it as well. Mm-hmm. That's like when something can't trigger you, you're more focused. You're able to see more, observe more, and think outside the box. Because when something triggers you, what they're doing is they're focusing your energy in one place, just one, when there are several things happening. And so you're missing, it's just like a magician does when they want you to fall for the magic trick. They do like some movements with their hands so you don't see what's behind them, what's being done on the floor, what they're doing with their foot or whatnot. So they keep your eyes on this right here. Keep your eye on the egg. Keep your eye on the egg. All the type stuff because they want you to miss the obvious. Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna burn in hell. Someone said I'm still gonna burn in hell. Oh well. Guess I'll see you there. Don't you love the trolls? Okay, well decode hell then, and then we can talk. I didn't get burnt in hell. I'm in heaven now, baby. And think about like, right. How many books do you have out now? I just want to make sure I have all. I don't know. For like spiritual, I have like 2 right now. How to turn a curse into a blessing and how to manifest using dark energy. Mhm. Yep. Ha ha. The order teaches you critical thinking has to be without emotion. Exactly. What order? The secret society, whatever that they're in. Right. You, yeah. He said, you like sex. I miss y'all though. I miss y'all too. No cap. I don't even know what that means. Are you a girl? Are you a woman? I don't know what that means. They teach you that in law school too. Yeah. I'd make a good lawyer because I'd be decoding stuff. Like, you know how they're trying to determine whether it's third degree, second degree, or first degree murder? If it was a murder, I would say, I can prove that it's first degree murder because I'm going to decode the whole thing. And that means it was premeditated, right? So if you can decode as a lawyer and come with them receipts and a little pinpoint presentation and say there's no such thing as 83 coincidences in a row, that is the exact reverse of the Jesus story. 100-degree Mason. Okay, so we can determine that this was first degree. Imagine Shira as a lawyer grilling the prosecutor. Excuse me, man, why did you choose to wear blue today and a pink shirt? Just curious. Are you trying to represent Mary Magdalene? Are you strategically placing yourself here? Just like George Floyd was secretly representing the Jesus character? Thank you. No further questions. I pull out my phone to the jury, and I'll be walking by. You know how they walk by the jury? You see that? Well, ma'am, we have a screen. I like to use my phone. It's more personal that way. Yeah, I'd win all them cases. I'd live stream in the courtroom, right? I'll get you off. I'll get you off too. Like, look. That's what happened on the Devil's Advocate. He was too good. He was so good he went bad. That's why you have to watch. Like, people that are highly conscious and smart, there's a thin line. That's why most serial killers and criminals are very smart. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because they get bored and they think most people around them are idiots. And it's like, okay, well, y'all are so stupid, y'all will fall for the okie doke. So, or I can get away with murder. I'm better than the whole forensic team and FBI or whatever, So that's why they end up doing stuff like that, because there's nobody on their intellectual level that they can relate with. So they get bored. That's why it's very important to, to have at least another person or group of people to talk to kind of on your same level. Mm-hmm. Like, there are some people that I have figured out, but I see what they're doing. And it's not hurting anybody. And I'm like, let them go ahead and make it. They're not harming nobody, but they're doing something that a lot of people aren't aware of, but they're not harming anybody. So those people, they get a little pass. But if you can see what somebody else is doing that is harming people, then you call them out. I did an Archangel Michael candle. The top was dark. What does that mean? It means the wick burned too close to the glass. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't do candle glass readings, but thank you. I'm sure you can Google it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Or someone can tell you in here that knows. But I appreciate the donation. To the man in the uniform in the Matrix, right? So, just like in that Michael Jackson video with Paul McCartney, where they were the Say video, it's very esoteric. But you see what they were doing, right? Thank you, Renetta. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They were all in on a scheme together, right? They pretended like they weren't, and they fooled a lot of people, and then they performed as two clowns of opposite. If y'all remember the video, say, and they were, they were selling this like stuff to make you strong to these people, and they were arm wrestling, but they all knew each other, so they would let the skinny person win. They would let Mike win, so people could think it made you strong, and then they would buy it, and they would take that money, and then I don't know what they. And then they went and performed as two clowns in like a minstrel show together, and then I don't know, and then they went and ran, and then they gave all the money to the children orphanage. So that was all code right there. Right. Thank you. Right. And y'all know how, what, there's a lot of Michael Jackson references and why he's trending on Twitter because of his name meaning as well as what he represented. Because of his name meaning. And what he represented and all the clues he dropped. Right. Keep hearing that we might have a power outage, internet outage. Nope. We did have a power outage. It's cold. The powers that be are now out. Oh, there you go. Internet is code for sky or earth grid or the web. The earth web, the earth grid web. That's interconnected. We shifted that with all the riots and stuff. So everything is code. Like a lot of people, it's like, oh, it's the currency reset. That has nothing to do with money. So everything is code. So this is the currency reset. Welcome to the currency reset. The shift that resets the currency to where all are equal. See? Yeah. Plus, we have the new King John, aka Joseph Gregory Hallett. Queen Elizabeth is now dethroned. He literally has the world in his hand for a moment. I don't ever even heard of that person. Like where he just pop up from. Like, pop up. He's not our new king. Because we don't do kings and queens, stuff like Yeah. Like the sad thing is, like even in a few years from now, people won't recognize him. He'll just, unless they put him all over the TV. But like if a let's say an American person ran into him, they wouldn't know who he was if he was just like sitting next to them, because like we don't do those things. Like, okay, king of what? You the king of pop? Can you moonwalk? Can you sing? What are you the king of? Oh, I'm the king of England. Okay, well, wonderful. This doesn't mean anything. Like honestly, I can see why Harry gave up his title. It don't mean nothing. Okay, might mean some a little paycheck or whatnot, but doesn't really mean much. Okay, he popped. What? Yes, but oh well. I mean, at least we don't have to look at that queen no more. Okay, makes sense. Mm. Anyway, I'll come back. Okay, come back. Bye, Elizabeth. See you later. What was Freddie Mercury connected to symbolically? Well, I guess he was in Queen, and his their most popular song, Bohemian Rhapsody, was about um, race. If you decode it. Mhm. And I watched the movie, and he struggled with his his identity, about where he came from, and whatever. Oh, drag race. You said so. Michael Jackson is physically black in the other dimension. I don't know. Thank you, Milan. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, well, if you think about his transition was also a ritual to flip, and then when he left, I'm talking about his physical transition. And then when he left, that also raised the frequencies of their that started the shift. You know, that started the shift because all over the world, energies were raised in every city. That was number one. Energies were raised in every city. So shifting of frequency. Even Obama, whether you really know it or not, raised energy. Don't matter if he, just by being, running in that election and having that type of turnout and all that kind of stuff, it still raised the energy. Um, mhm. Did anyone in Houston hear the screaming sounds? I hear sounds all the time. Oh, so let me tell you all about the stimulus check. So the stimulus check from Trump was because we don't know what the opposite side had planned, but if he probably didn't give out stimulus checks, there probably would have been like people probably feared that people were going to start resorting to crime and looting anyway because they didn't have any money or they didn't have jobs or whatnot. So this was the trick as well. That's why Trump wanted to open everything back up. That's why Trump was trying to say, oh, open everything back up. And he was trying to rush because he knew that the other side is watching and they know that if these people don't get money or jobs soon, that they're going to start robbing, stealing, and stuff, right? So Trump was like, okay, I'm going to make that other side think I'm trying to rush to open. I'm going to go ahead and throw these people a stimulus check so they can calm down and go back to what they were doing because I have something else orchestrated over here that's going to make them riot even more than, not having a job. I'm going to reverse psychology then. And so to raise the frequency to a certain point to shift. And so that's what he kind of did. He tricked them. He tricked that other side. And he even put one of the people on there that was working with them. That doctor dude, that Dr. Fauci or whatever the name was. He let some of their people in to do some little talking and whatnot. And he would always disagree with them though. He would be like, just take that stuff and take some disinfectant. So he would always do that to mess with them, but really what he was doing is like trying to keep them from figuring out what was really getting ready to go down. Because after the riot started, there was nothing they could do. It was unleashed. There was nothing they could do. It was unleashed. Nothing. So he's a good trickster. Right. I give him that. He's the Joker, baby. Mm-hmm. We hold the power roses. And it's funny because people don't see that, and that's all I see. I see a trickster, and I think it's hilarious. But then, like with a person who's asleep, they're just, oh, Trump, it's so, oh. I'm like, he tricking you too, huh? People that are easily tricked are easily manipulated too. And that's why I say consciousness and intelligence put you in certain classes. Consciousness and intelligence gives you a certain advantage over people. And a lot of people use it for good, and a lot of people use it for bad. So if everyone was conscious or, researched enough to not be tricked, stuff would be a lot better because it would be less tempting and it would be harder to do. Right. Because I see a lot of people getting tricked, but they don't even know they're being tricked. And if you see it and, you understand the dynamic of that. Yeah. I heard immunity was a thing. It would probably be called something other than herd. Like a bunch of heifers. What? Yeah. I wear a mask today, don't wear one. But the person telling you to do so ain't wearing one. Sometimes people, like in certain states, say you got to wear the mask into wherever, like the hair salon or whatever. And so if you want to get your hair cut, you got to wear that mask. Or if you want to get your hair did, you got to wear that mask until they lift that off. So, I left my mask behind. Right. The mask is not going to really help. And I think the whole rioting thing also kind of calmed a lot of people down from the coronavirus hysteria because all those people were rioting, right, during the protest. Did you hear any coughing in the protest? Did y'all hear people coughing before they threw all them tear gas canisters? Nobody was coughing. You have hundreds of people peacefully protesting, screaming at the top of their lungs. I don't hear no coughing. I don't hear no wheezing. Most of those people were young too, so their immune system was probably higher than most people because it's not a virus, it's radiation. So nobody was coughing, nobody was, sick. I didn't hear nobody unless they were throwing tear gas bombs. So when I go to the store, I don't hear people coughing either. When I'm out and about, I don't hear no coughing. I don't hear any wheezing either. I don't know. So I don't, like, for me, I don't fear that coronavirus. Some people are still walking around scared like they're gonna die if they go somewhere and get contaminated. And they're still washing their hands like every 5 minutes and using all that hand sanitizer, but their hands are all ashy. So, there's some people that live in fear. Um, there's some people that have low immune systems that have to do that anyway. They were going to be exposed to radiation. They were going to decline anyway, especially if their diet was bad. So, that's why they gave those warnings, be vegan, be vegan. People thought it was a trend. It was a warning. Everybody was saying, "Oh, you don't have to be vegan and hop on a trend," and it would probably have saved some people's lives. Just saying, or reduce their risk. It would have helped some people because it would have lowered their mucus, and which would have made it harder for them to get the pneumonia caused from the radiation. Even the police didn't have masks on. Nope. And like some people, a lot of people make YouTube videos and they talk about other people or other YouTubers, and somebody brings things to my attention. I don't care. They talking about me. If they talk about me or another YouTuber or something, and they don't agree or disagree with me, it don't really matter. They can't decode, so how are they going to disagree with something they don't understand? So I'm just like, oh yeah. To me, I don't take anything personally because it's a level of consciousness. It's not me against them, or them against me, because I don't even really talk about anybody. But it's almost like when you don't know enough, you jump to conclusions or you jump to what you think you know. So I don't really care. But when everything checks out at the end of the day, then you'll see. Thank you. When it all checks out. A lot of people, like, I'm not trying to be all like I'm all that, but a lot of people come to my videos, listen to what I say, and then go make one of them robot videos. Or they'll say it in their own ways, talking about, oh, I channeled it, but they're like, go ahead, just as long as the message is spread, as long as you're waking up people, I don't care. I really don't. Do what you got to do. Like, I just care about people understanding and waking up. I don't care if you took it. I don't care. I don't care. It's my mission. If it's your mission, great. We on the same team. Yeah, you said are more aware than most. I know, and like people that I actually used to think were very conscious, they never learned how to decode. And I'm like, that's part of it because they fall victim to the energy stealing too. Hmm. I mean, we all do until we figure it out, but sometimes they don't even figure it out. Thank you for helping me on my spiritual journey. Oh, thank you, Shani. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, it's like, okay, well, it's almost like I can't get anything out of this, video anymore because you're not, evolving. There's some people that stop evolving spiritually. They get comfortable in one spot. But the spiritual journey is a lifetime journey. The seeking of knowledge is a lifetime journey. You can't just think you already know everything. There's more to learn. The more you learn, the more there is to learn. Hmm. Thank you. Your body feels better. Good. Mhm. So, and I'm sure, like, since a lot of y'all have learned to decode, and you go back and try to watch, maybe someone that you used to watch, and now you see more than they do. You got your wand from air and the necklaces. I love it. Thank you, girl. Bling Girl TV. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful pieces, right? I got my necklace right here from Air Theodian. Mhm. So, you must keep moving, right? Because that happened to me. The more that I expand my consciousness, you know, um, I don't see anyone else. I see a few people growing. I'm not gonna say all. I see a lot of people growing, but then there are some that's not growing, and that's not good. Mm, cool. Right. I'm definitely 3G. I watch you for that Lucifer Light 5G, Christina. Well, the whole point of being enlightened is to see what was hidden. So it's like to see what was in the darkness. And then like when we reverse it, now you have to reverse all of the decoding. So that's gonna be different. I think if you start to see the code like in the matrix. Yeah. So when you can decode just on sight from just seeing like let's say you see the Pizza Hut commercial where Donald Trump is eating the pizza backwards. You already know what that means because I told you, or you researched it, and now when you see it, it translates. And you'll say, shade, Donald, shade. That's shade. Okay. Or like if you know code and you listen to a certain song and you hear them secretly throwing shade, you're like, you know, shaking your head. Did I see Beyonce post? Which one? The one she was talking like this, making a speech? Let me see. The same old one? Like, if y'all telling me stuff from like 3 days ago, I've probably seen it. Their new post. You said robotic. Let's see. She on site. One new post. Oh, let's see. She got a new post. The world came together for George Floyd. We know There is a long road ahead. Let's remain aligned and focused on our call for real justice. Oh, she has like a bridge with a bunch of people on it coming together in Houston. I think, yeah, in Houston. See, I told you. There's so definitely coded. So we got to keep the frequency at this height to ensure the completion of the shift. That's right. Thank you. See, thank you for helping me. It was for the alignment. That's right. She kind of looked weird. Well, y'all know how she does on her videos. She's not. You know, I think most of it is like why she talks and she looks weird like that because okay, so she's from Houston, right? And y'all see how I talk. You know, I can be proper and then I can just let it go. Well, people were making fun of her on how she spoke when she did interviews and stuff. So she stopped doing interviews because she has Texas girl. She got an accent. She just talk right. So when she's trying to talk, she has to really think about her words and her pronunciation, and it seems robotic. Because I'm sure that's not how she talks when no one's, interviewing her. You see, you think Southern people talk slow? Right. Yeah, we do. Because we got time down here. We ain't got the hustle and bustle. I think older people talk slower than Southern people. Southern old people talk slower than young Southern people. I know how you feel. It's like when they start talking, it takes them 10 minutes to say something like. So I feel your pain. But I have to talk slower because people have to understand what I'm talking about. Right. Yeah, her fans are from all over the world. She has to be clear and pronounce her words correctly. So she has to enunciate all the syllables and vowels. That's why she had, well, when you over enunciate everything, you get wrinkles. So that's why I'm just like, whatever. You ever thought about that? Over enunciating gives you wrinkles. Don't laugh, you know it's true. How can they take her soul? What y'all talking about? Somebody took a soul. She's satanic. Doesn't that mean she's what's the opposite of satanic? MK Ultra, oh Lord, don't sleep. Good night. Night. See beyond that. See beyond that. Decode the symbols. What do they mean? You said I'm satanic. So once you get into the occult and the esoteric knowledge, nothing is an insult because they'll just tell you what it means. And your definition will be way off than the esoteric definition. I can imagine the ritual and spell she takes a part of. I would love to see that. Y'all took part in the ritual. All the protesters took part in the ritual. Y'all take part in rituals. Y'all don't even have no idea that y'all are taking part in rituals. Some of y'all are the sacrifices. Some of y'all are the pawns. Some of y'all are used for the energy. So Anybody here who thinks they're not part of an esoteric occult ritual or haven't been, you have been. Y'all all do it. Y'all just don't know. If you realize they all have taken part in it. You've taken part in all of it. If you responded to it, if you felt emotional about it, if you have any um, if you have any opinion about it that you're pushing on other people, you're still taking part of an old ritual. You know, that ritual over. Move along. On to the next. So it's sad, but yeah, you took part in it too. So you're satanic too, baby. If she's satanic and you're sitting over here telling us she's satanic because she MK Ultra A B C and D, then they bought your frequency as well. So replaying memories backwards cancels things out. Well, I talk about how to manifest or to change things in the past or the present or the future, um, frequency wise, because remember, there's an imprint. So a memory is like an imprint. Water has memory, right? So if you go into your consciousness or your mental and remember something differently, it's going to leave that imprint and it's going to change your frequency. And when you remember that memory, you think of that memory and not the other one. It's just like replacing a memory. Who is benefiting most from these rituals? It depends on who's orchestrating them. Like for the longest time, it's like chess. Okay, there's two sides that orchestrate rituals. Okay, and the side that can orchestrate the highest frequency ritual shifts to where they win. They win. They get to shift where they wanted to shift, and this was it. Um, or the lower frequency, the people that want to keep it here, they create certain agendas and things like that to keep it here. So it's a chess game. It's a competition, and whichever side wins, that's where they go. That's who gets the power. So it's almost like strategic, okay. And the things that are going to help people is the prophecy. So if you already know this side always wins, you have to come up with a counter this time to win. And that's different from the last time. It's like trial and error. And you can't win. And the reason why they can never win is because of the trickster. The trickster will not allow them to win because, the trickster can play both roles. The trickster can hear on both sides. The trickster has access to both sides, so they already know what you're planning. The hidden hand, the tricksters, the jesters, they know what you're planning. They got friends and they're part of this and they're part of that, and you never suspected them to be on the other side the whole time, and then bam, they hit you. And you get tricked again. So it's like that. Who do you trust? Yourself. Your own self. You trust yourself to see it. Trust yourself enough to learn and to learn how to decode. And then you'll know who's playing who. Everyone thinks they are right. Yeah. Well, when it checks out, I mean, you can't really argue with certain things. If you learn how to decode, you'll see the code in certain things. It's like they speak a second language to you while they're telling, like on the news, like if they're interviewing somebody, most of the average people will take what they're saying literally. But I pick up on their code and know what they're really trying to say. That's why I can tell y'all, oh, this is getting ready to happen. Oh, this is happening now, because I picked up on the code. The code is a secret, like within whatever they're talking about, like giving you information. Be a self-teacher. That was the self-teacher. Okay. There are different interpretations. Get them all. And whichever one makes the most sense, that's probably what it is. Be prepared for all of them, because usually it's more than one. This will work. This is the real work. You know, people thought, oh, you know, spirituality is love and light meditation. No, spirituality is occult knowledge, keeping your frequency on a certain level, not being triggered, teaching, growing. It's not just love and light and meditation. No, that's just, you know. So you gotta understand. I saw a lot of birds flying low. What does that mean? That means the pressure in the ionosphere is heavy because of the electromagnetic frequency. Planes are flying lower too. Okay. It gets fun when you get to the shadows and come back even better, right? So thankful for the time you give us every day. Aw. Yeah, well, thank you. You're welcome. I'll spend a whole day decoding just to try to figure it out. Because here's the thing, there's a time. Like, I figured out it was the reverse ritual, the whole thing, and then to go, you know, to shift back. And then the next day, Instagram reverses their picture buttons. And, you know, the pictures are symbolic of, you know, people as well as a copy and the original version, or what people say about you versus what you post yourself. You know, like those two little, I'll show you guys. If y'all were here earlier, y'all already saw it. But Instagram has shifted these in the opposite. This one used to be over here and this one used to be over here. And these are the pictures that people tag you in, and these are the pictures that you upload yourself. So it's switched. So the people that tag you are now on the right, and then the ones you post are now on the left. They done switched it up. Okay, don't you think I didn't notice? I went to Instagram and trying to upload a picture, and all of a sudden I see, what is this? I did not post this. Why are the buttons switched? Oh yeah, the reverse. And I bet no one really even noticed that. And that's very obvious, but I bet no one really even noticed. Did anybody notice it until I said it? Oh, and look what's up. Remember I was just talking about that video? Say. Look, somebody tagged me in there. I see Michael Jackson. What the hell? The close up. Anyway, the tag always been on the right. Know what happened? No, it's on the left. Sorry. Well, which way are you facing? I'm facing this way. Like, it's on this side, not this side. The right, if you're looking this way, but if you turn the phone, then it's the right. So that's how you have to look at art. When you say something is on the right, And you have to be from the perspective like you're in the painting. Okay, so I'll just show you on the actual Instagram. Okay, so when I go to my home page, look where it is. It's right under my picture. Usually this one is under the picture, see? So they switched it. By the way, y'all go find me on Instagram at Ashera Star Goddess. I've been seeing a lot of mirroring angel numbers as well. Cool. The shift had to have been Sunday because I was feeling horrible. I had to do an egg cleanse. That sounds horrible. Oh, I thought you meant you was gonna eat it, girl. Okay, I got it. I got you. You like rolling the egg over your body, right? Like I met MJ in a few dreams. Cool dude. Let's see what I post. It's all like I didn't post any of this. I gotta go with my stuff. Am I just confused? Maybe my brain's shifted. I shifted. Anyway. I don't know. Y'all need to tell me. Was it always the square like that? I don't remember that. Oh, look what Rick Ross posted. And two of the same cards, and he's sitting over there. And his orange and blue, which is opposite colors. And also like okay. Snoop Dogg posted like he's always posting stuff that has hidden meaning. I'm gonna show you which one he posted that got me. What is this? Okay, maybe it didn't switch. I don't know. Okay. So this one where he's it says stay woke. And he looking like Black Jesus in all white. And it says stay woke. And then look at this. There's one with Tupac that he posted. Where is it? Did he delete it? Oh, here it is. And then he got Tupac in white standing over him, and he's down at the bottom with the red tie on. Now, why would he dig up this old ancient picture and post it? And it says, yeah, because they finally got charged. Charged electricity, energy, Tupac wearing white, the Christos figure or light or the higher self, and then Snoop Dogg wearing black with the red tie sitting below him looking up. This is the shift. Let's see what else he done put up. He put up another Tupac speaking, or he's standing next to them, and he's got the mic now. He's got the power. He's got the people now. He's got he's got the presidency or the governing or the say. He's got the say now. And it says crusade above him. So this fool here. Sometimes he posts funny stuff too. That's just to laugh. He's got this dude walking a bird on a leash. Oh shoot, I'm sure. That's probably code too, but he walks up to a gate and they walk through. But at least he make you laugh, yeah. And like he's been showing his room, and it's all like stars and different like colors of chakra, and it's like all like the ceiling keeps changing, and he smokes weed in there. It's funny. Oh, and then look what else he posted. Free of the handcuffs. That was him. And then, so he posts a lot of stuff. So y'all follow Snoop. All right. Okay, and so you know so remember how I told you there was two sides that orchestrate things? Well, a lot of the times that information is given out through hip hop. It's given out through the lyrics that perhaps maybe the other side who are working against us won't understand because they don't like that music. They ain't gonna listen to it to decode it. It's racket, it's noise. They're not gonna sit there and listen to no rap, no trap. So that's why the messages are hidden there to wake up certain people, but not all them people, you know. So they hide it where they know they're not gonna look. They're not gonna listen to no Young Thug. They're not gonna listen to no Future. They're gonna listen, they might listen to Kanye and Jay-Z, which also do the same thing, but they're not gonna listen to the other stuff either. But or they will and they won't understand it. They won't connect it because, how, they'll take a slang word that we know what it means, but not everyone may know what it means. And we can decode what it means and then decode what that means, and then we'll get the answer. I hope Snoop wife get everything she wants. She probably did. What is the spiritual meaning of George being high on meth and something something when he was arrested? Somebody could have. I don't know if that's true. You see, and also it's the opposite. So if someone was like, it's the opposite Jesus ritual. So everything about that would be the opposite. If Jesus was supposed to be good and pure and this and that, then it would be the opposite in this case. They would try to make him seem bad. So even if that's true or not, I don't know. They had people doing several autopsies, which like if you have one side doing the autopsy or the other side doing the autopsy or someone paid to say something, then you don't know what's true or what's not. But whatever it is, it didn't really matter. Like people get high on whatever they choose to get high on, but it don't matter if someone's going to murder them or kill them or whatever. You can be high all day every day. Is that going to make a difference in somebody stepping on the back of your neck for 8 minutes? I don't think so. So even if it was true, if it wasn't true, it's like it doesn't matter. That part don't matter. That part only matters to people who are looking for something to, that's what I think about it. But if you want to break down crystal meth, it's a crystal. Okay. Crystalline, Christ. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what that other drug you said was because I missed it. Mhm. But basically, that's probably what it was. Um. Mhm. Yeah. What do you think about the launch today that came back and landed exactly on the launch pad? I don't know, Chad. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'll look at the video and see if I see anything, and I'll probably do talk about it on another video. uh I believe they were injecting him with something they could have been. I decoded Pop Smoke's death. Yep, I have a whole video on it. Go to my playlist and go find the playlist called Breakdowns, and it's all the videos that I decode stuff on, like, you know, breakdown situations. What are some good decoding resources? Google. Google, man, Google. Just knowing what to search for. It's like it's the same old thing, like knowing what questions to ask versus thinking you already know the answer. Because they'll give you an answer or they'll point you in a direction of an answer. But if you don't question anything, you can't decode. So you have to start off, number one, by questioning everything. Even if it's just in your own mind, you must question all things. And then, like a child, you know how kids, when they're kids, they don't know anything, so they question everything. Well, why do I have to do this? Or why is this? Why is the sky blue? You know, they're trying to decode life. So you have to do that about everything. And just Google it. Like, you have to know what questions to Google. Like, if you want to know what something means spiritually, the spiritual meaning of, the word, whatever, and look at more than one definition, and look and learn symbolism and learn symbols and learn history and stories, biblical stories and ancient Kemet um, stories and different creation stories and different apocalypse stories. Learn all those things. And so when you see them, you recognize them, you see the parallel, you see the same thing, you see the pattern, like I did. Like, that's why I figured out that the whole George Floyd thing was the reverse Jesus crucifixion, because everything was parallel but turned or opposite. And I didn't even know the whole story. I was like, well, this seems biblical. Let me go and look up riots in the Bible. And lo and behold, the most infamous riot in the Bible was the riot when they arrested Jesus. So I started reading. Then I started seeing all the parallels. And that's how I decoded it. So, and I did a whole video on that yesterday. Y'all can go get all of that information from the video yesterday. You said it was revealed intuitively. Yeah, kind of, but you still got to do your research. Like, you got to come with the receipts and the coincidences, and you can say, oh, this was the reverse Jesus killing, and don't explain it or break it down, and people was like, how does that work? The explaining it comes from the research. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Lexa. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Seek and be open and listen. That's right. And a lot of those stories are left so that you know what's going on. Look to the past to see the present. If you see it repeating, you know how they say history repeats itself? It's true. And you see, you know how like in horror movies and stuff, they say, okay, the cross always goes upside down. Well, a lot of people don't understand opposites. Okay, the cross is vertical. The opposite would be what? Horizontal. Okay? Just saying. If the cross was erected into, the earth, if the cross is erected like this, then the opposite of that would be this, flat on the ground. If the nails were nailing you to a cross, wouldn't the police officers who were pinning him down also represent the nails? And yeah, so the Judas was, Officer Derek. It all works. It all is in reverse, but it's the same story. Mm-hmm. Did I hear screaming in Houston last night? The whole city allegedly. No, I didn't. I'm in Katy, so I don't know. I'm too far to hear any scream. But I hear a weird sound still. Mm-hmm. Deep, 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 yeah. But if y'all want, hey, if y'all really want the intricate details, go watch my video from yesterday. And it's like some weird words backwards, and then they'll say it'll make sense. It's basically Jesus ritual spelled backwards. That video breaks it all down. Yeah, I am sleeping. I'm about to go to bed. I've been up all day doing stuff. Before I go, I'm going to show y'all this one more time in case anyone new came in. This is a manifestation or petitions journal. And you can stick your candle in the middle. Bam. You know how people write petitions and they fold it up and they stick it under a candle? Or they write in a manifestation journal and they put a candle, whatever. There you go. And the link to buy this is in my description bar at the bottom, and also a coupon code. It's not my company, it's one of my subscribers' online business. So y'all go support. Thank you, Milan Sprinkle Sprinkle. What's your opinion on smoking weed? I don't do it. I don't need it. As you can see, I don't need it. Look, I already sound like I smoke weed by stuff I say. So I don't think I need it. But if you need it, remember, I just say make sure you're able to fully function and thrive and be successful if you're going to do it. If you can't do both, then the one gotta go. Like Snoop, he could smoke all day because that's what he's famous for. That's what he get paid for. He probably got invested in the cannabis stock. He gets paid to smoke weed and advertise whatever. If you are not profiting from it, or if it's not making you a better person or a more successful person, then I don't see why you would want to do it. So that's what I think. Okay. Shira, have you read The Holographic Universe? No. I've read a lot about Holographic Universe though, but not by that book, not that book. On Forbidden Knowledge TV, there's a whole video that describes Holographic Universe with, detailed pictures and all that video and stuff. You said the hard truth. Y'all asked me the question, I'm gonna tell you. So, that's what I think about. I don't know, like if you have role models that are very successful, you know, if you can be successful and still balance that lifestyle, I don't have anything against it. But as long as it's not holding you back, that's all. When are the aliens coming? They already here. They've been here, right? If you overdo anything, it's not good for you. So I don't know. To me, it's not. But I'm too bougie to smoke weed. Y'all already know that I'm too bougie. Could you imagine me? I'm too bougie, baby. I'm too bougie to smoke weed. That's just it. I can't do it. Can't do it. It's too bougie, baby. Weed is 2014. We on Addy now. That's why y'all was out there act crazy too, huh? Mm-hmm. It weakens my consciousness and train of thought. Yeah. Anything you have to depend on is not good. Mhm. Yeah. It's a turn off. It sure is. No addiction is good, right? How you smoke it, I don't. I'm naturally high on life. Smoking is not feminine. Mhm. It's not. Like, I know y'all gonna be mad, some of y'all, but it is not feminine. Imagine the most feminine woman, and then imagine doing that. Thank you, Danielle Sprinkle Sprinkle. What does it mean when someone looks different or distorted in photos, no filter, and not just being not functioning? Thank you, Danielle Sprinkle Sprinkle. It probably depends on the lighting and how light bounces off of their face. Because I've seen a lot of people that take distorted pictures unless the lighting is right. Because cameras work with light, and um, if the light cannot, if the light is not refracted in the correct way for the colors, then it will look distorted. So you need the right lighting to get less distorted pictures. Or if you wanted like some type of esoteric answer, um, perhaps they are vibrating too high. And they absorbed most of the light around the area, and their picture became distorted because when the camera tried to take the picture, the refraction brought back some missing information. Some information, they brought back information, but there was missing some. Some was missing, basically, because it got absorbed. There you go. Mm-hmm. If the weed don't have what? Right. You're bougie and you smoke, but I'm trying to quit. Well, you should quit. I don't know. To me, it's like it's so 2000. No, it's so 1993. It's so 1999 to 19. It's like I don't know. It's like maybe it's just the image that I have of it. Like I don't know. It's just not something that I would want to do. You said just one. I mean, it doesn't appeal to me. It don't appeal to me. Mm-hmm. Right. Maybe because you're mom and you're not in that mindset. Yeah, even when I was younger, I wasn't in that mindset. It was just like there was two types of people, you know, people that did this and the people that didn't. And the people that did this, I was bougie. I was too bougie for them, you know. And it was just like I just never really caught on to that trend. We naturally high, yeah. You understand? You have anger issues? Yeah. Hmm. You said alcoholics and stoners, right? Yeah, I would drink, have wine and alcohol and stuff, but I never really smoked. And I don't even drink anymore, so now I'm just drinking water and tea and coffee or not. Hmm. Yeah, like it's just very much a turn off, like especially when you smell it on somebody, you know, it's like, mm-mm. Hey, Sheila, what do you think about nightmares? What can you do besides just putting yourself in a different vibe? Also, thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Nightmares are to scare you until you figure out how to change whatever is happening in your dream. To scare you into lucid dreaming. Fear. So, whatever you're dreaming about, take control of it in the dream and change it. Hmm. Hmm. Does the water in your house have fluoride? Nope, I have a water filtration system. Okay. Thank you. I feel like their face always looks screwed up and their body different in photos. It's very weird. It made me think I might be seeing differently. That is weird though, but yeah. Is the Black Lives Matter distraction by the government? Of course it is. But when you say the government, remember it's not all ran. There's two sides to everything, you know. So it's orchestrated. I'll just say that, yeah. Mm. Just got home from work. Your Emerald Tablets book came. Oh yeah, you're gonna love it. It's a good book. I always reference it and go back to it and read it because I see something new in it all the time. Have you tried skin tea? It has collagen and other. Haven't tried that. I want to cut my whole family off. I have been contemplating it like I need to cut them loose. They are like a cult narc structure. A rose has a thorn. Interesting. Well, now would be a good time right after the shift. It'd probably be easier for you. Um, just holla at them on the weekend, on the phone, on holidays, and do your thing. Thank you. Do you know Conjure Queen? I don't really. Okay, I don't know. Look her up. Let me see if I know, because like so many people change their names on YouTube. I might know her. Is she on YouTube? Hold on. I'm not good with names. So. Probably know her. Let me see. Yeah. Social media switching from white background to black. Oh, mine was already switched to black, so I didn't know. I didn't notice. I had mine on black the whole time. Cause like I'm always looking at it, so it would hurt my eyes when it was white. So I always switched it back to black. Hmm. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, I've seen her on Instagram. Okay, sure, yeah. I just saw a picture. Yeah, I see her on Instagram all the time. What I think is so interesting is that Christians and like esoteric people are both presiding and talking about the shift, predicting. Hold on, let me blow up my screen. Yeah, predicting. Okay, they are because the signs are everywhere. That's why they leave clues and hints as to when it was happening, so that you could prepare. Hmm. It's been planned for thousands upon thousands of years. Right. And that's another reason why they have the fraternal organizations or the secret societies to keep each generation with people that can orchestrate or leave code or stuff like that. You know, so a lot of the occult knowledge and esoteric knowledge that keeps um, all the things going and are taught to the younger people each generation through the secret orders and societies and stuff. Hmm. Hmm. My IG, Ashera Star Goddess. What about incubus dreams when you're celibate? It don't count in a dream. Well, have fun. I thought Blackout Tuesday was a media censorship tactic because Black Lives Matter hashtag was flooded with black screen and holding and hiding the protest footage. Oh, well, I think people were still posting. They just posted that first, and then they started posting other stuff. Do I believe in demons? The esoteric meaning of demons, or the biblical meaning of demons, or the etymology of the word demon? Because there's several. Mhm. You said both. Well, it means genius. That's number one. It means anything that's against you or something that is difficult. So if there's a spirit against me, if there's a frequency against me, if there's people against me, if there are smarter people against me, then they could be known as demons. So if you're asking me, do I believe in them? Well, the definition of the word, yeah, I think everybody does by the definition. So if demons were to influence another human being by lowering their frequency to do something bad, then that also represents that. Demons are fallen angels. Hmm. Or the opposite of an angel, hmm which means they'll turn back into an angel in the shift, which means they have the same knowledge as an angel or an angle, right? So you got to think stuff through. Hmm. Yeah, but if we keep going high, if we keep evolving and devolving, devil, then it's just us in a lower form. Like we are the devil. We were the devil versions of our higher selves. You know, we were the devil version of our higher selves. There's a whatever you can be, whenever you can be at your best, your lowest is your devil. So when you're at your very best, you have done all that you can to be on your highest frequency in your highest mind, on your highest self, and representing. That is your godhood, goddesshood. When you are on your lowest level, doing the opposite, that is your devil. You are your own angel and demon, or God and devil. Anyone trying to get you back to your devilhood is a demon. Anyone trying to get you to your goddesshood is an angel. There you go. That's how you explain it. So your higher self lives within. Your higher self lives within. Your ancestors are in your DNA. So if that's a realm, yes. What does it mean to be chosen? To be chosen, by who? Who chose you? Like when they say in the Bible, God's chosen people, the chosen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just means you are chosen by God. Chosen. Basically melanated. You melanated. That's what it means. Scariest thing that ever happened while working at the morgue? Nothing. I don't know about the scary. Ooh, okay. It's kind of gross. Ready? I probably told the story. There was this body that had come in that hadn't been found for weeks in the summertime or whatever. And there was a garage in the funeral home that I worked at. So they would not bring the body in because of the smell. So they kept it in the garage in like a body bag on a gurney because they were going to go and cremate it. And so they asked me, do you want to see a super decayed body? I'm like, of course, because I've never seen one, super decayed. And so they unzipped the body bag and a roach crawls out of the eye socket, a big roach. And I scream and I run. Okay. Y'all hear that? Single people, single man? It was a man. Y'all hear that? NGTOW? All right. Anyway. I can't picture you screaming and running. I know I can't either. Like I said, if you see me running, you know something is after me. And I thought that a roach was coming, and I didn't want it to get on me because and that's scary. It's like a horror movie. Did I ever feel like Osiris working with it? Yes. Before I even was a mortician, I had visions of like when I was younger, I had visions of being like in this big room, and it was like back in the old days, like probably Egypt, and there was body parts everywhere. And it was like there was all these weird devices and like um, tools and stuff. It was weird. And I was a man, and I was bald, and I was so I figured maybe that was a past life or something. Mhm. What kind of ritual can you do on a full moon? Well, a full moon represents a whole. So anything you want to become whole or to come into fruition as a whole, you know, anything you want to complete, like focus it on that. You just screamed. uh, yeah, I was a bald man. But I wasn't bald like because I was old. It was bald because I shaved my head or something. I was the cool kind of bald. Every past life that I remember, like I said, I was always the same color, but sometimes I was a man or a woman. Um, so I feel like I was a detective man in the past. You probably were. Sasha said she was a little boy that got killed. No. It weren't. Which felt the best, man or woman? Hmm. Well, I did definitely notice that when I was a woman, I felt more emotion. And when I was a man, I felt more power. I think I could only remember one life as a man, and that was that one. So I don't know. I can't remember any other life as a man. I probably have some, but I just don't. They're not. I didn't have visions of them. What about women who use their cycle? What about them? Let them do what they want to do. Oops. Whatever floats their boat. What's the best way to tell an obsessed admirer if you aren't attracted to them? I'm Pisces and I'm nice. LOL. The best way to tell when they keep, like tell. What's the best way to tell somebody you don't want them? Ask them for some money. A lot. They'll stop liking you, girl. I'm like, nope, gotta go. Y'all know my answer. You said be direct or ask them for some money. Sometimes you can't be direct because they're crazy. So all you got to do is ask them for some money. If they don't have it, they got to go. If you go clean out his bank account, ask him again the next time you see him. Okay. Yeah, I'm crazy. What? Hold on. Us with money might just give it to you. Yeah. Then that'll be a good thing. Now you just turn a negative into a positive. Then you might like them. Okay. You were basically the same too. You were a community leader that lived on a farm. Cool. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go though, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you ask him for some money, girl, so he can leave you alone or give you some money. You said you'll ask her for some money? Oh, it's a girl. Pick me. Oh, she'll give you some money. You won't have money. Oh, it's a girl too. Oof. Oh, mess. I thought, well, good luck. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Bye, y'all.